What up, what up, what up? I'm Jake.
I'm Jim.
Welcome to Secret Hideout, place where we talk you can't bring to the dinner table.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Enzo, what's up?
What up, guys?
What up, what up?
Jim, give him that smoke.
Check us out on Instagram at Secret Hideout Podcast, and make sure you go to the Twitter, Secret Hideout 17. Make sure you're sharing all the content, and if you want to help, do our Vimeo. What is it?
Venmo.
Venmo?
Venmo.
I knew I was going
Venmo,
to fuck
bro.
that up. Venmo. What's the video?
Vimeo is
A video service.
Yeah.
Vimeo,
Yeah.
horrible.
So
One.
that's a great plug, but check out the Venmo at Secret Hideout Podcast, and if you want to donate, we'd appreciate it because this shit ain't cheap.
It's not cheap. Just come up with a thing with that.
It ain't cheap.
Yeah, so what's up, guys?
Oh, you know, me and Enzo been doing some deep diving into the Freemasonry.
God only knows. Yeah, exactly.
Freemasonry.
Okay. So
Love
we're going to
some
get
of
into some
that.
Freemasonry
Yeah.
shit today.
That was like
That's cool. That's cool because I got more Tom DeLonge stuff.
Tom DeLonge stuff.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Now I can actually talk about it and know exactly what,
Yeah.
Yeah, because now you know.
I have a lot of questions that involve that.
Let's do it.
And Tom DeLonge. We brought it up last episode, but what else we could talk about today?
Oh, God, I don't even know. I finished Wu-Tang. Did you finish that
Well,
yet?
hold on, we ain't there yet. I just want to.
Did you get there?
No, I haven't started yet.
No? That's what I was going to say because we need to talk about that as soon as you get through that.
I want to talk about Michigan's COVID cases are like through the roof right now.
It's amazing.
And then a bunch of other shit going on,
For sure.
you know? Well, why don't we start off with that hot pop culture?
You want to hit him with that hot pop culture, dog?
Yeah,
All
give
right,
it
we
to
hit
him,
it
Jim.
to him.
Give it to him.
Pop it, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pop culture time.
All right, what do you got, Jake?
I got a couple. I watched first since it's getting close to Christmas. I watched the newest Home Alone.
Oh, why would you do that?
Really? Which one is
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like 5 or
that? 3?
6.
No.
It's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
It's out. No, maybe it's 7.
Is it 7?
Let's see. Yeah, I've seen that one though too. I think.
Must be 6. Let's see.
Home Sweet Home. It's Home Sweet Home.
Yeah, Home Sweet Home Alone, this one.
Okay, yeah. It's on HBO Max. Watched it with the kids. Actually, it wasn't that bad.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying like, oh man, you and Rachel should go and watch it because you guys will not enjoy it. Okay,
Yeah.
it's you put on the originals because that's what you know, that's what you love, and you have an attachment to that. Like this, you're not gonna like this, but I watch it with my kids, so it's different.
Yeah. Did you at least laugh? and stuff?
My kids really enjoyed it.
They kind of made it look like the shoot your eye out kid.
Yeah, so my kids really enjoyed it. I didn't mind it actually. Like I was really surprised. I thought it was gonna be really stupid, and it really wasn't. And the only thing it's missing is the kid. The kid's wrong. He's British in it.
Yeah, they probably had to do that to like meet some quota or something.
Yeah,
to, like,
so that made it a little
make
weird.
him a Brit.
But what was interesting about it is this one is that the bad guys in it aren't bad guys.
What do you mean?
So it's not like a Harry and Marv situation. It's not like thieves trying to break into this kid's house. It's kind of interesting how the route they went. How it goes is that the British kid, him and his family are going to Japan for the holidays, and they stop. Him and his mom are driving home, and he had to pee, and so they stop at this house that's being sold that's having an open house so that he can go pee, right? And when he's in there, he's talking to the homeowner, and he's got this box of dolls, like really old dolls that were his grandma's, and one of the dolls gets stolen, right? And then the story shifts to the people selling the house, which is the girl from The Office, Erin. I don't know her name, but Erin from The Office.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's her and her husband. The reason they're selling the house is because he lost his job, and so they can't afford it anymore, right? And they don't. That's the house that they have kids there, and the kids will grow up in the house and everything, and they haven't even told their kids they're selling the house. And so they find out that the doll, one of the dolls, the doll that got stolen, that was his grandma's, is worth like $200,000.
Okay.
Okay. And so they're like, oh shit, we can sell this doll and pay the house off and not have to move. And they think that the kid stole it because he was kind of an asshole to them.
Okay.
All right. So they think he stole it. And so they go to get the doll back. And the story shifts again to this kid who hates his family because his house is, they do the whole packed house thing, you know, like the house and everyone's like, and he's like the outcast of it. And his family, he gets left, he like goes in the car, goes inside the garage and falls asleep in the car because he wants to be away from his family. They get up, they leave, fly to Japan without him, you know, classic. So anyways, it's about the couple trying to get this doll back and him thinking that they're breaking in to kill him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's attacking them and they're coming, like, it's just like this. It's
so
a cool.
they don't even kind of know, and they're like walking into this thing, and it's like,
yeah, it's like, so it's cool because like I was watching it, but like at the same time, like I wasn't watching it. I was like playing guitar and like my kids were watching it, and like so like every now and then I would stop. And like the last time I looked up was like they were breaking in, like, and it felt weird because I kept being like, well, wait a minute, I don't think they're bad guys. Like I don't think I kept telling my kids, like, I don't think these are the bad guys. And my daughter's like Harry and Marv, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I don't think they're like that, and they're not. So it's like a big misunderstanding, but they're treated as Harry and Marv.
Okay. So this kid just fucks him up for no reason?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
but that's probably part of the humor, right? Like it's like it's not slapstick, but like they keep.
So like all this fucked up shit happens to them.
Yeah.
And like they'd be like, you know, instead of them being like Roger, they're like, could you please, like we just want to talk, you know, like they're getting it like lit on fire. They're like, stop, please, we just need to talk. Is your grandma home or something? And then get fucking pelted in the face with like a, you know, pool
That's
ball.
wild.
So yeah, it had that cool little twist to it, and then Buzz is in it.
Original Buzz?
Yeah, original Buzz is in it, and it's interesting. I'll spoil it because most our listeners aren't gonna watch this unless you have kids. And if you do have kids, watch it.
Breadman watched this already.
All right,
I think he told me like he was like, check it out. I'm pretty sure. And I was like, no.
Okay, well, fuck.
Or he was like, it sucked. One of the two. I can't remember exactly what he said.
If you think it sucks, like understandable.
Yeah,
completely understandable. But I'm coming from a family point of view. Anyways, Buzz is in it, and he's a cop. Okay, so this takes place in the same town as the original. And Buzz is a cop. He gets a call. It shows him in the squad car. He's like wolfing down this burrito, right? Gets a call about a kid being left home alone, and it points to him. And he gets on the walk, and he's like, ignore that call. He's like, ignore that call. And they're like, what? And he's like, you got a call about a kid being left alone. It's Christmas Eve. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, ignore that. And they're like, why? And he's like, when my brother was 10 years old, he blah, 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 I got left alone. And then every year he makes this prank phone call on me.
Oh.
You know?
Was it the same kid?
It's Buzz.
No, but that makes a prank phone call?
No, he's saying Kevin McAllister.
He's saying his brother plays a prank on him every year and calls the station and says that he's a kid that's been left home alone. Yeah. And Buzz has to go check it out.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
So he's like, good night. And he's like, nice try, Kevin.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Oh, okay.
You know? So it's got that little thing
Easter egg.
Yeah, a little Easter egg in it. So that's cool. But yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Good family movie.
As in reboots go, I just saw the Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd.
Oh, you saw that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, me and Rachel went to the theaters.
I didn't know it was out yet.
Yeah. It was actually, we went and saw it really late, so I'm not going to lie, you know.
Oh, shit.
You know what happened to me and that boy.
Every time.
I fell asleep.
Every time.
We both fell asleep, though. We went at like 9:30, which is late for us now. But,
oh, you fell asleep. Okay.
But it was... it's worth seeing. I'd say wait till it comes out on HBO because it's not like necessarily theater.
I don't really fuck with movie theaters anymore, bro. No, honestly.
COVID, you scared?
No, it's. I loved when that happened.
COVID?
With the movies coming on
Oh,
because
well, everyone did.
I'm sorry. Like the movie theater, maybe it's because of where my movie theater is. No, it's just like that everywhere. Like movie theater experiences suck. They really
Yeah.
do. Like you always got especially nowadays. You always got somebody on their phone. You got somebody talking. Like,
yeah, we had a bad one too. So
Yeah.
that sucked. And check it. We were the only ones in the theater. So it was us, and then like probably 5 teenagers, and they were just fucking around the whole time. I had to get like dad on.
Did
them.
you really?
Yeah. I was
wow,
like, come on.
what'd you say?
I was like, come on, guys. I was like, shh.
Yeah.
Rachel hit him with a shh. We both hit him. We both got old on him.
What
real
movie
quick.
was this?
The Ghostbusters movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
I forgot what it's called. Ghostbusters,
It's Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Afterlife. Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool though because it does a lot of cool Easter eggs to the original.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a sequel, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. The only thing I'm not excited about, but I'm not gonna like hold it against it because that's just the route they go. Like I just wish they weren't going the kid route. Like I wish they weren't going the
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things route with it.
That's exactly where they went.
Yeah, and like
What do you mean by that?
like using kids
I got
instead of adults, you know, like
Some of that shit will piss you off. You'll see in the kids, and they're like using the ray guns and shit, and you're like, dude, these fucking blew old men back the first time that they used them and shit. So like
Yeah.
and it doesn't like really give the kids enough. You have to really let go of like certain things if you want to enjoy it.
Suspended
Yeah.
disbelief.
Because it's still one of those movies, but it's done well.
So
it's cool.
the only thing I'm holding to with it using kids is that I'm hoping that they have like contracts, like they're planning like 3 more, you know, or like 2 more after this, and so then it's a good idea because the kids they're not kids, like they're not the age
No.
of Stranger
They're gonna get
Things. They're already older. They're probably all like 17 in this.
yeah, maybe
you know,
older than that. maybe.
And so the next one they'll be in their 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a good. Hopefully, if they go that route, it shows them growing into adults with it. But yeah, I'm excited for it because I don't know. Were you guys Ghostbuster fans?
Oh,
I
Like
like
in-
the
like-
first,
Oh, yeah.
the first Ghostbusters.
What about like how
iterations.
deep were you? Like, did you guys watch the cartoon?
No, I mean I just saw the first movie.
Cartoon was Cartoon was really good.
I watched the cartoon for a little bit.
And
but-
then they came out when we were in probably I want to say like 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. They came out with Extreme Ghostbusters. Type in Extreme
All right, let's
Ghostbusters,
see.
which was a cartoon, and that was fucking fantastic. It was fucking fantastic. Early morning, before school cartoon. Did you ever fuck with that?
No.
Extreme Ghostbusters?
Man,
It was
I can't
like-
remember.
So it was for many reasons. I mean, first off, we're talking, this is like what, 96, 97-ish or something?
Yeah, looks like
When was it? What does it say?
I just saw it.
97.
97. Yeah.
Yeah, so 97, and this was about a group of college kids taking one of, I think it's Egon's class. So Egon is in it, and
Dr. Egon, yeah.
he's a professor in it. He's a college professor, and he recruits these college students to become the new Ghostbusters, right? And it's cool because it's super diverse for 97. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the most diverse show. You got a dude in a wheelchair, you got like a Mexican dude, right? You got a black dude, you got Egon who's white, and then you got this goth girl.
Hey, I mean Carlton's in it. Look, Alfonso Ribeiro.
You're in.
So-
He's like, Carlton's in it. I'm in. Right there.
So like you have this like really diverse characters in the show, and it was just really good writing, really good animation. Fucking,
I don't remember that at all.
you don't remember this?
No, I remember Slimer. Now that I'm seeing Slimer in it,
Yeah.
I remember that animated Slimer.
Yeah,
Maybe I've seen a bit of this, but not too much.
yeah, it was really good cartoon. But yeah, and then another thing I'm excited about for the movie is because it's the original director's kid.
Oh.
Who did it? Reitman, something.
The new movie, right?
Something, yeah. Reitman. I'm gonna look right now.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's good though. It's well acted and
Just type in Ghostbusters, bro.
Afterlife. Jason Reitman and Ivan Reitman.
Ivan Reitman.
Yep.
Yeah, Ivan Reitman. The new one is directed by his kid. Okay, and what's cool about that is that his kid grew up, was like a little kid on the set. Jason Reitman was a kid on the set of the original Ghostbusters, right? And he always talked about how being a kid on the set of the Ghostbusters, to him, it was never, oh, I'm on a movie set. It was, oh, like I'm in this world. Does that make sense? Like to him, Ghostbusters was like real.
Yeah.
And he viewed it as that. Like he was like he talks about how like he was obsessed with the story of Ghostbusters. Like he thought it was so cool. Like these dudes catching ghosts and everything like that. And like that's how he looked at it whenever he was on set and stuff. Was just like, this is really cool.
Yeah, you get
like
in the lore.
story is really cool. The lore is really cool. So he's a fan of his dad's work.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
And so that's why he pushed so hard for this, to make this movie, is because he's a fan, and you know it's like homage to his dad.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
There's a bunch of cool cameos in it. No spoilers, but that's why I woke up at one of them though. I was like, I woke up and I was like, oh. I wonder. Yeah, but it's good though. I really. What's it got? What reviews did it get?
Paul Rudd
IMDb?
would be a good Ghostbusters. Like if I was gonna say they were gonna make an adult cast for Ghostbusters, like Paul Rudd would be a good Ghostbuster to throw in there.
Yeah.
Who would be like the dork character?
I don't know. I can't really think of right now, like because like I don't want to say anybody from SNL. Like I don't want like fucking Pete Davidson
He'd be in it though, probably.
being in it. Like
Yeah.
who would be in it these days? But you got to think like, I don't know if you could compare. I don't know if like is Bill Murray comparable to like Pete Davidson today though? Not
No.
popularity wise. I'm talking like looked at wise. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Bill Murray was an odd case. Bill Murray was like the funny guy, but he always like was pulling. Like he was like the.
he's an asshole, dude.
He's like pulling.
Bill Murray's an asshole.
Yeah, he was always an asshole, but he's always pulling hoes though. Like always had like fine girls that were into him. He was like a weird sex symbol in some sense.
Yeah.
Like for no reason, you just look at him, you're like, damn, this guy. Like,
Yeah, everyone likes him.
yeah.
I'd have like Paul Rudd. I'd have that. Who's that dude? That has the podcast. I can't think of his name. He's a comedian. Has the podcast. Yeah, I know, right? That's like
Yep.
every comedian
Yep.
out there.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't think of his name. Been on Joe Rogan a few times.
Bill Burr?
No.
No.
Chris D'Elia.
Bill. I'm not gonna lie. Bill Burr might be all right for.
D'Elia.
Yeah, D'Elia.
D'Elia.
Yeah, D'Elia. I want to see him. I'd want to see him as.
He
a
got
Ghostbuster.
canceled.
Did he?
Yeah.
For what?
Uh,
No, not D'Elia.
grooming younger.
Not Chris. No, not him. I'm
No?
thinking. No, not him.
Segura.
He wouldn't be bad though.
He would be good. I think he'd be good.
He'd be
I
a good
think he'd be
Ghostbuster.
good.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm trying to think of which comedian. you're
Who'd
talking
you
about.
say?
Segura? Tom Segura?
No, he's he's not white. He's not black though. I don't know what he is though. Maybe he's white.
What else is
He's
Asian?
not white. Now you got me like thinking. I'm like, I should be able to pull this out.
I'm not gonna be able to figure it out.
Skinny guy?
Yeah, super skinny. Kind of talks with an accent, like a Brooklyn accent almost. Maybe not Brooklyn.
This is nobody, bro.
Yeah, who is
This
this?
guy
You're like, he's like he might be
guy
black.
made him
He's black.
He might be
He's
white or
black,
black,
but
or
he's
he's
white.
Brooklyn accent or
white.
He has a Brooklyn accent.
Brooklyn accent, but he's Asian. He's not Asian.
Enzo just has Bill Burr
I
pulled
can't-
up.
I'm
That's
trying to-
all.
yeah,
That's
like-
all.
Who else? Who do?
Put comedians on Rogan's podcast.
Oh man.
There's gonna be a huge list.
Yeah, I know, but maybe you'll be better than just keeping fucking Bill Burr on.
Fuck
the
it,
fucking
Let's
screen.
just move on. So
Bill Burr would be good though too. And
That's what I'm saying. Bill
and-
Burr would be good.
Bill Burr would be sweet. So having Bill Burr, Paul Rudd,
Not Joey
D'Elia's
Diaz.
on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Segura would be good in the Ghostbusters too.
Hold up.
but-
Go up. That dude would be good too.
Santino.
Santino.
Yeah.
Is that the guy from
Yeah, Dave.
Dave? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him in it, but that's not who I was talking about.
Duncan Trussell.
All right, no.
No, not Ari Schaefer.
Shafir.
Shafir. David Tell. What happened to David Tell?
David Tell's fucking
Keep
the
going.
man, dude. He was just in Royal Oak.
Jim Brewer. ugh, Jim Jeffries, fucking
Don't like him?
no. I used to really like Jim Jeffries. back
Tom
in the day.
Papa.
I don't know, man. He's got a pretty big show.
Tom Papa would be a good Egon though, like a Egon-esque character.
Ralphie May, didn't he die?
Every one of these comedians has a podcast.
Yeah. Russell Peters? He's not white. He's not
I don't know.
black.
He's a young dude. He's like young.
Young.
He's got that bit where he goes after like he deals with hecklers really well and like
Fucking Schultz, Andrew Schultz.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bring up Andrew Schultz.
Okay. It's weird. I wouldn't picture him in like an acting role.
See, I'm looking at him as now. Can you bring up another screen? No. Oh yeah. Go to. I'm looking at him as the dude in the Ghostbusters Extreme cartoon, like the Hispanic guy.
Oh, okay.
And click on a picture.
I'm pretty sure Schultz is white.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He still has the
No, yeah, he has like a.
that guy in the green shirt.
Right here?
Yeah. Like I think he would make a good that character.
Which guy? Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay. Oh, I just lost him. There he is.
But anyway, so Afterlife, you didn't watch it, but you tell all of us to go see it.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
He slept through it all. He's like,
I
I think you
watched
guys should
it.
go
Like,
see
yeah,
it.
it's really good.
I watched it. I watched the majority of it, and I woke up at like the perfect part.
Okay.
So it was like I didn't miss too much. It's like it's not the best. It's kind of I bet you it's better than Home Alone,
Yeah.
but it's good.
It's probably way better than the other Ghostbusters they tried
Absolutely.
making.
Which no, I didn't watch that. Did you watch that?
No.
I watched it.
The woman's one?
Yeah,
couldn't make
it was
myself sit
fucking,
through that.
Oh my god, it was such
No.
garbage.
I think I might have started it to be honest though.
They fucked up because they like tried so hard to make it a comedy.
Okay.
Like that's what they were doing. They were like, let's make a like they looked at Ghostbusters as a comedy and then made a Ghostbusters in that light of it being a comedy. And Ghostbusters is not a comedy.
It just has funny parts.
It has funny
It
people
has
in it.
funny people in it
Yeah.
acting funny.
Sometimes. But
Sometimes.
no, it has more of a serious
Yeah,
overtone.
it's not a comedy.
Adventure, action kind of
Yeah.
overtone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they tried
Sometimes
doing.
scary. I mean, when I was younger, those Zool scenes with the dog and stuff,
Yeah.
that shit was scary. In her apartment, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember getting stoked in her apartment when she was like,
I know.
getting in the
yeah.
shower and stuff. I'm like, oh,
When you're a
dude,
younger
I'm
kid.
seeing some shit right now.
Yeah, you see, it's comedy film, and it's just like, what the fuck? So they fucked up there, and then they fucked up by making it all fucking female. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just stupid to do. Like,
It's over the
like,
top.
Why? Yeah, too much. Like, throw some females in there. You know, 2 females, two dudes.
Yeah.
Straight up, there you go.
Yeah, instead of like
And then-
reversing the roles
like-
because it has like the hot man secretary.
Yeah.
It's just like reversed the roles. Of
And then
everything.
the worst thing they did though is they didn't even acknowledge the existence of the original.
no, it was like it didn't exist, right? It was a
Yeah.
remake
Yeah.
opposed to like adding on to the story.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong.
So
'cause it was such
I'm all
garbage, I
about
forgot,
the
but-
remake. Like I'm all about the remake as long
Yeah.
as you're like expanding on the lore. So like there's no reason why everything shouldn't be an epic and be long, elongated.
Yeah.
But like, so I'm not like a big hater when they're like, oh, they're remaking this. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
how
neither
are
am
they
I.
doing it? Are they like giving us a new extension to the universe? Or are they like, you know, that's the way I want to see it. Like a
Yeah.
Prometheus to Aliens kind of deal. Like I want to see that shit. Like,
Different aspect of
yeah,
it that you haven't
different timeline
seen,
or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, or even I'm not opposed to the remake if as long as it's like if it's updating it, you know, it's updating it. But a lot of times they fuck up with the remakes, you know, with like like RoboCop's a good version, a good like remake that just didn't need to be done
Because the original was fine.
because the original was fine. It had like they tried to make it more flashy and stuff, and they took away one of the main things that made RoboCop like pop off as hard as it did, which was the extreme violence in it. You know, Paul Van Hoven, whatever his name is, the director, like that's what he was like good at. You know,
Yeah.
it's like this extreme violence, and they made it PG-13, and
Yeah. Tried to make him like a superhero.
like it could have been cool. Like if they would have, if this RoboCop, because it wasn't like a horrible movie. it was just like it
Didn't
was just
capture
like
the soul.
it was just meh. It was like a meh.
What if it wasn't
know?
RoboCop? Would it have been a good movie?
No.
No.
It just still would have kind of been meh. But like
Yeah.
if they was been RoboCop and then fucking and from what I understand though, the guy who did it, who directed it,
Jose Padilla.
yeah, what did he click on him real quick? I forgot what he directed. He directed something. End of Watch or something, or
That movie's sweet.
go down.
Right here. Show.
Yeah, this is,
Keep
Elite
going.
Squad.
Keep going down. That's it. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking they. I think Neil Blomkamp was supposed to do it. No, when this dude, if I'm not mistaken, when he was writing it and filming it, the studio got heavily involved, and his goal was to make it rated R and very violent. And they even he was planning. The studio told him no, and they word got out or something that he was going against the studio and making it violent and everything anyways, and they actually went there and babysat him during it.
I wonder if he has a director's cut of it.
No, because I don't think he was allowed to film it the way he wanted to.
Yeah, if you're gonna do RoboCop, you gotta do it right. That's just what that comes down to.
Yes. It's so iconic.
I think that's the remake idea in general. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. Especially if it's one a classic cult movie.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You can't just flash up RoboCop and make him pretty and use better special effects. It's not gonna cut it. It has to be a gritty story that
Yeah. That's why I didn't mind the I tried talking about it last episode, was I didn't mind the Total Recall remake is because like I said, it's based off a short story, so the lore is not even really there.
Yes.
So they're allowed to kind of do whatever they want with it, and they just kind of took their interpretation of that short story.
Yeah.
And Paul Verhoeven, whatever, he did his interpretation of it with his movie, and they both work.
The Matrix is gonna suck.
Oh, dude,
Dude,
I know.
It's
Yeah.
gonna.
I'm excited
suck.
for it. I'm gonna watch that shit.
It's
What is it?
gonna
22nd
suck.
or is it Christmas?
I think it's Christmas.
Is it Christmas
Day? The more I watch that trailer, because I know the first time I watched it, I was into it, but I watched it on my phone and I watched it with phone audio.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just didn't now.
I hate how he looks.
Now I watch it, yeah, dude.
I hate
Just
him
the
with
whole
long hair and a beard.
the whole way that they shot it. There's no film grit.
There's
to
no
it.
grit to it. At
No,
all.
it's this video game, which maybe is a thing. Maybe it's in the Matrix. That would be cool. I'd be into that.
no,
I get
because
it.
they did that.
But-
They fucked up in the sequels.
Yes.
All those fight scenes are unwatchable.
Yeah.
now,
Yeah, for sure. Except for we lost me.
that Agent Smith's fight scene, which is badass. It's a
In the park,
badass
you mean?
concept. Because there are badass moments in it when it's not CGI.
Yeah.
But
They went overboard.
They went way overboard and it just kills it now. It's just unavoidably bad looking. All right, I think we're back.
Pop it, baby.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we're back.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about the Matrix. They probably didn't even know we left.
No, they don't.
But all right, so you're not excited for the Matrix anymore.
Absolutely not. No way, dude. The trailer is trash, man.
Yeah.
It's trash.
What does it depend on for you guys though? Is it all about the artistic direction, or for me, it's are the fight scenes good? If the fight scenes are awesome, I'm I like it.
I just don't see how the fight scenes are going to be anything new.
Yeah.
It did its thing when it came out.
The original is such so it's perfect in all the storytelling, the lore sense too, but it's also a visual masterpiece
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they did such a fantastic job on, that they tried to recreate in the second one, they tried to recreate it in the third one, it didn't work. Those ones told the story cool still,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm hoping on this new one, is that the story is cool. But I just the way everything's
looks like
going,
trash,
everything's
man.
so woke. I just feel like it's going to be about climate change and people not getting their cheeseburgers and
Yeah.
fucking turning Neo into a woman.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that's what's going to
no, I
happen.
agree.
bro.
I
You
agree.
know?
That's what I
I
expect
agree,
at this
yeah.
point too.
And I just think on
I
top
hope
of
I'm
it,
wrong and the story is cool. Like that's what I hope. I hope it's got a dope. You know, like if it's not a story that's gonna make me think about it for the next fucking 4 years, then it should have never been made.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll ruin it for you then, you know?
You know, yeah. It's
Like
just
even if they were trying to go back, it seems like they're really trying to go back to that first film. Like they should have done it like iconically and visually right, like shot in film and
Yeah.
shit like that, and like did it the right. And that's not what they did. They like kept this like polished.
yeah. And like we said before,
Over
like you're
CGI.
saying, like hopefully maybe it looks like that for a reason. You
That'd
know,
be cool.
That would be
There's-
cool.
yeah, that
And-
that would make it sweet. Like he's in a video game.
But I
the
just
whole
don't
time
think
or
it is.
something.
I don't think it's going to be, and hope I'm wrong on that. But fuck, man. Because even the
High
sequels,
stakes, right?
even the sequels, even though they fucked up with the CGI and the sequels and everything like that, because like the original's still watchable. Like the original holds up. You know,
Yeah.
how big of a fan of the Matrix are you?
I like it a lot, man. I mean, I
know?
personally like Reloaded more than you do, though, I think.
I like Reloaded.
Yeah.
I really like Reloaded. I just don't like the CGI in it.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. The story and that's what I was gonna say is that the original 3, like even though the last 2 have bad CGI in it and everything like that, like I still like the story. Like the
Yeah.
story's still hot.
Yes.
You know? And then everything that came after or in between, like the Animatrix and shit like that, and the video game, like it all added to this lore and made it even deeper and shit like that. And so as long as they do that with this, if the
Yeah.
story's fucking good, then I don't care how it looks.
It's like Star Wars,
but
man.
it would have been nice if
You
they.
you hate to see them just mess up a
Oh,
franchise.
Man,
Like,
I hate what I hate. Yeah,
But with
I
with
hate those
Rogue
Star Wars,
One,
bro.
they killed it.
Rogue One was sick.
They
Yeah.
killed it because they didn't do like all the new ones where they're adding on to the story. Those ones are all trash, at least semi trash. Like
No, they're trash.
yeah, they're kind of cool. Like the first one's kind of cool. It's the first one of the remakes is okay. I saw where
Yeah,
they were going
okay.
with it, but then it definitely fell off hard after
The
that
Force
first one.
Awakens.
Yeah, but Rogue One. I feel like because that was around the same time, right?
I kind of see. I'm
2016.
weird. I kind of like I think the Last Jedi is the best out of all of them. Oh, the newer ones.
The Last Jedi is
It's the
the
second,
second one.
Yeah, that's the one that everyone shits on. Everyone
Yeah.
says that ruined.
They get pissed off because Luke Skywalker is like.
Yeah, that one was that one's stupid. That
Yeah,
one was so
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah. You know, I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Like,
That
but
one
I
sucked.
kind
I
of like
know.
that one.
Oh,
I
man.
don't like what they did to Luke. I don't like that, but
They made him like a buffoon.
Yeah.
Like he was like a baffling buffoon. He was like
Yeah.
a parody of himself.
yeah, he should have been a hard motherfucker.
Yeah, he was out in the fucking like
Yeah.
staying in. This
But
isolation.
other than that though, I liked that movie though.
I liked the first one.
I thought
liked the first
I
one.
thought his fight scene was cool. I thought Luke's fight scene was cool against him, how he was using the fucking force and like came out like a hard ass. Like I
Yeah.
thought it looked good. I thought
Mhm.
camera wise and like look wise, I thought it was filmed the best. It had the best cinematography out of the 3.
I think the first one was better.
You
with
like
the dark
Cinematography
scenes.
wise, no way,
The
bro.
Force Awakens.
Like-
yeah.
With was it the Force Awakens? Is that it?
Yep.
The introduction of
The Last Jedi is more grittier, dude. It's like grittier. It has a grittier look to
and
it.
that one had
It's got-
Harrison Ford, dog.
it's-
I'm a sucker for Han Solo though.
Yeah. It's like a sentimental thing, dude. You
Yeah.
hate to see them screw up
the
this
third
classic.
one. I think the third one was fucking like number 9. Like that was fucking garbage. Dude.
That one's hard to watch.
That one's garbage.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
I will
Star
never
Wars?
watch that one ever again in my life.
I
I don't
forgot
even know what it's called. I don't even know what it's called.
Just put last one.
Star Wars 9.
The Awakened Sleeps or Jedi or Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was fucking garbage.
it was stupid.
I couldn't even bring myself to watch the second and third of this trilogy after I watched the first one because I was just so like not feeling it, and I really hope they don't do that.
Were
with
you
the
a Star
Matrix.
Wars fan?
Yeah,
But you didn't watch Rise of Skywalker?
I didn't want to after
You didn't watch Last Jedi?
I watched The Force Awakens and Rogue One, and I was like, I'm not feeling this.
You didn't like
okay.
Rogue One?
I liked
So-
Rogue One, but I just did not like.
First off,
Rogue One's sweet.
yeah,
watch Last Jedi.
Is it
Just
worth
watch
watching?
it. Yeah, just watch it. I'm not saying you're gonna like it, but you might though. You might jump on the bandwagon that people shit on it, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But you
From what I
might-
read,
like
was
I think it's kind of dope. Like I thought it was the dopest one, which
Okay.
actually takes me into the next topic I want to talk about. But then before I get into it, watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. Because
That's
I'm like
really good.
boycotting it at this point, you know? Because I was for the same reason that you
No,
hated
that's
it.
like taking it back. Mandalorian's taking it back to where
So
Star
it's like
Wars is
a
supposed to be.
News story.
I got
too.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
It does
yeah.
the Rogue One thing.
Yeah, it
Does
the Rogue
Star
One.
Wars justice? Is what you're saying?
It's really good.
Okay.
Really, really good. It's done. John Favreau directs it, or is in charge of it.
If you have a nice TV, you got to turn off that whatever Disney Plus puts on that shit. Because Disney
is it?
Plus like
I don't have that.
puts like a filter on it.
I don't have it either, but
You don't have a nice TV?
I don't have Disney Plus.
Oh no,
you
we're
did-
talking about the like. So
Well, Disney Plus does it.
what is it
though.
called? It's called smoothing, like
Yeah,
a smoothing
smoothing mode.
mode or whatever. We talked about it on here before. There's a lot of people in Hollywood like Tom Cruise, Christopher Nolan that are like anti this. It's an effect that makes it
Soap opera effect?
yes, the
Yes.
soap opera effect. It like makes it so clear and everything that you could tell everything's fake. It shows you it's a set and everything. But Disney, I guess Jim found out that Disney automatically puts that on, so you
Yes.
got to turn it off when you
Okay.
watch it.
So if your TV has the setting, which mine does, because it's a newer like 4K TV, it will turn it back on even.
Yeah.
So it's like I think like usually they call it like HDDR or something like that. You'll see a little thing pop up in the corner showing you it,
Yeah.
and then you have to go back in and turn it off.
Yeah.
It makes the movies look like trash though.
Yeah.
Like unwatchable. Like
Okay.
even the Mandalorian, I tried watching it, I was like, oh dude, this is whack. Like I was like, this is whack. And then I figured out how to turn it off, and it makes it like a world of a difference.
Yeah. So find a way to watch The Mandalorian, Enzo.
I'm gonna actually write this down.
Yeah.
Some people might just
If-
be able to watch movies like this. Like Joe had it on his TV forever, and he didn't even like notice it.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
So I don't know. You know what I mean?
Some people aren't into that, you know.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
into,
That's
like,
what I'm
saying.
cinematography and
That's
color
what I'm
grading
saying.
and
So
shit
it
like
might
that, so-
it might just be like kind of a pretentious artist thing. Like
Yeah.
Enzo might just be watching everything with it.
yeah.
And
So
not
watch
even know.
Not
watch
care.
Mandalorian, watch The Last Jedi, give it a try. And Last
And
Jedi.
if you don't, next week you're fired.
You're fired.
Yeah.
You're out this bitch.
the last Jedi was directed by Rain Johnson. Is it Rain Johnson?
We're gonna find out.
I hated The Last Jedi.
Rain Johnson, and he directed the movie I just watched, which was Looper.
It's a great
Looper?
movie though.
Looper. Have you never seen Looper?
I think I have. It's
with
Bruce
Joseph
Willis.
Gordon-Levitt
yeah, I've seen this movie, and I liked it actually.
and Bruce Willis. Yeah. So I just rewatched this because they just put it on Netflix. And yeah, this is if you never seen Looper, it's time travel movie, and it's a good one.
I think it's done really well. I also like how they show, and there's a certain part in it that they show like the main character's alternative past or like what would have happened or
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they show. If you don't know, Looper stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis, and they play the same person. They play the younger version and the older version of their character, and it takes place in 2044, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's JGL, his character is called a Looper, and what they do is it takes place 2044, but 30 years from that. So what's the math on that?
2044, 30 years from now, it's like 2074 or something like
Yeah,
that.
so it's like 2070
2074.
ish, 2074. They time travel is invented, okay?
Yeah.
And it's made illegal. And the only people that use time travel is like the mafia and like crime syndicates and shit like that. And what they do is they say it's hard to get rid of a dead body in the future because of like tracking and tracing and all that shit. So what these crime syndicates do is they send the bodies, the person they need killed, they send them back in time. And the Looper of 2044, the body pops up and they shoot him.
Yeah.
And then they dispose of the body, and they have like gold bars attached to them
Yeah, when
that
they're
they
sent
get
back.
paid for. Yeah. So they're getting paid after, and their payments on the person they kill, and they get rid of the body. Now, the thing is that when a looper closes his loop, basically when a looper retires is when their self gets sent back
to be
killed. And what happens is in the movie, all of a sudden, all these loopers are closing their loops all of a sudden. And when you kill yourself from the future, you're done. Like you get a big payout, and then you live your life for the next 30 years, however you want.
However you want, yep.
Because that's all you got, right? 30 years, and then you're done. You're getting sent back. But what ends up happening is all these loopers keep getting fucking closing their loops, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" And JGL's character, his loop comes back, and it's Bruce Willis. And before he can shoot him, Bruce Willis is him, and gets away. And you find out basically there's someone in the future that's sending all these loopers back, making them close the loops. And you find out that it's someone that in 2044 was a little kid and saw his mom shot by a looper. And so he has a grudge against them. And it's just about finding this kid, and Bruce Willis wants to kill the kid. JGL wants to help out. And it's really good.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, I love.
Do you remember the scene? A little bit of spoilers here, but if you haven't seen it, it's 2016 movie, so you should have had. No, it's like 2013.
It's mind bending enough that
2012?
spoilers won't matter.
Yeah, it's good. But I really like how so this story was written and directed by Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
So he wrote it too, and that's what it's really. That's what I really like about it, because it feels like this organic, short story that somebody wrote.
Yeah.
And I liked how they incorporated that everybody, like some people, I think it's like 10% of the people in the future in 2044 have this like telekinesis power. Do you remember that? It's called something in the movie. I forgot what it's called. And everybody was like, everyone thought they were going to be superheroes, but all anyone could do is make like a quarter float.
Okay, yeah.
So everyone has like the superpower, but it's like bullshit. Like the only thing that somebody can do is like make a quarter float in their hand.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is that kid, he's like
super telekinetic.
He's super telekinetic. He's like the next jump in that evolution.
I remember that, yeah.
And he's like super powerful. And there's that scene where he's like 5 years old, and that dude comes in their house. Do you remember that? The dude comes in the house and like threatens the mom, and the kid freaks out, and everything starts floating, and the dude's like floating, and all of a sudden all of his blood starts just pouring out of his body.
Yeah.
I thought that's really cool. Like it's like it went from like time travel to like X-Men.
Yeah, that was a cool part.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I've seen that movie, and I've seen it.
You slept through it, bro.
No, dude, I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times, but I probably slept through the majority of it.
JGL does a really good job mimicking Bruce Willis in it, because he's playing the young Bruce Willis, And so they add prosthetics to him to make him look more like Bruce Willis, and he's got all of his mannerisms and shit.
I feel you.
And that's what I got. That's all I got.
That's it for the hot pop culture.
Yeah.
Pop it, baby.
Yeah. Have to get a different one to end out on.
Yeah, we're trying new things. So Enzo, what have you been into?
Man, last week I got into this video of this guy. He's like one of the X Factor contestants. Have you ever heard of the show?
What is X Factor? Is that like a talent show?
Yeah, like
Okay.
American Idol, basically,
Okay,
or like The
yeah.
Voice or something like that. Let me look it up. Anyways, there's this guy. He's like on the show X Factor in Australia, and I think he was the finalist or something, or he won. And he made this video of him like sitting in his house, and it's like a 5-hour long video.
Wait, when did he win?
2010.
How do you say
okay.
his name? Is it Alton Childs?
Let me look it up. I don't know.
It's
X Factor.
This guy go like flat Earth on everybody?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So this guy, Altian Childs,
yeah.
he basically, in this 5-hour like monologue, he talks about this near-death experience that he had, and how after his near-death experience,
I think I've seen parts of this dude talking.
he basically left what we know of as essentially like the cabal. Okay, like he was like, I used to be in this religion, and every famous person that you know is part of this religion. Every political leader that you know is part of this religion. They don't make it in the world unless they're part of this religion, and I used to be in it. And he just like lays it all out from A to Z.
I remember this guy in the early days of COVID.
Yeah,
I
he
saw
came
one.
out.
Exactly.
Came out. This video came out in 2021, April.
Okay.
So
No, I've seen videos earlier than that though.
check
Like,
when
It was
that
like in
video-
the beginning of the pandemic, basically.
Yeah.
But
maybe
that's-
2022.
I've seen
2020.
clips of that then.
and I remember seeing clips, same thing. But I never
Okay.
actually sat down and watched it all.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like a really long thing. I thought he made like a TikTok.
It's like a
It's
it's like
5
an
hours,
Isaac
dude.
Nappy deal. So Enzo wasn't hip to Isaac Nappy either, but I
No.
like kind of threw in like
Okay.
like he was more of like really back in like QAnon stuff,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
same idea because it's all the same kind of.
It
Yeah.
is
in the long
really.
run.
It's
Yeah.
just it's all wrapped up in the cabal, the Illuminati.
Yeah.
What did you just call it 2 seconds ago?
What QAnon?
Yeah, or okay, like QAnon,
Yeah.
whatever they believe, the deep state, this and that. It's all the same thing, really. You know.
Yeah.
It's out there.
But that, once
It's
you get
there.
like once you
It's-
get like
it's real.
deep and black pilled with it, like this guy is, he's
So what's he saying? What's he in the long version?
so it's like Europa kind of.
Kind of, but not really. It's like he starts off and he says he had this near-death experience. Then he starts talking about how every person in politics or in sports or like anyone high up, basically in any industry, they're part of this Freemasonry.
Okay.
Okay, and Freemasonry is a fraternal organization that has a religion inside it at the highest levels.
Okay.
Okay, and he says he was part of this religion, and he just lays out like their secret handshakes, and then he shows like
Pull up some of those pictures. Like pull up like
So
like
all right,
celebrities like
Mason grip.
with the
Yeah.
Mason grip.
see, I always looked at Freemasonry as like like we talked about it before about how I think there's branches. There's all these different branches and sub labels of the big show.
Yeah.
Which I would consider like Satan and like
Pull up
Satan's.
one of those like the
table.
Mason like hierarchy charts.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pull
So
up
our
one of those.
forefathers were all Masons, weren't they?
Yes, for
believe
sure.
so,
Like
yeah.
Thomas Paine, like a lot of people. Like
I
that.
never understood Freemasonry.
George
I didn't know.
Washington.
Like, I don't understand if is it good, is it bad, is it both, is it
So according to this
is
guy,
it satanic, is it not, is it
well,
both?
yeah. Do we want our channel to?
Yeah, just keep talking about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone
So
talks about it. You're
according
allowed
to
to
this
talk
guy,
about this.
like the 33rd degree, which is the level that Aleister Crowley made it to. Do you know who Aleister Crowley
Yes.
is? So the 33rd degree of Masonry is a religion, and in this religion, they essentially what this guy says is that
was he a 33? This
he
dude?
was up there in there. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
getting
Like otherwise, you don't get to know this stuff. Basically, like he was saying, even people just one level below don't know anything. Like that's the way they keep it. You don't know anything until you're on that level, and you have to be invited.
Yeah.
So, basically, what they believe at the top is that basically Lucifer. Just let me throw it out there. Lucifer gave the ultimate sacrifice for humans by leaving heaven. Remember we talked about last week? There's that group that believed that we're in hell now.
Yes.
Okay, that's basically what they believe, that we're in hell now on earth, that Lucifer is the ruler of this world,
Yep.
and they
Says so in the Bible.
yeah, and they hate specifically like Christians but also atheists because they view atheists as like vile and profane. They say like all throughout their writing.
Okay, makes sense.
And they just have all these like weird like rituals with witchcraft and like magic, like that I mean, they go into like that movie Eyes Wide Shut and like what they show in that movie and how accurate that is, where they have like at the end.
I've
that
never
ritual.
actually seen Eyes Wide Shut, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
It's like one of the movies I haven't seen.
I'm
It was
gonna-
it was Kubrick's last film
Yeah.
before he died.
You know,
So
the
a
last
lot of
film he
people
was working
said-
on was AI.
Really?
That's actually his film.
And Spielberg took it over
Spielberg took it over when he died.
because he probably killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
So yeah, like all the
Because
penalties.
Kubrick like exposed everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In Eyes Wide Shut. And like even the name Eyes Wide Shut is alluding to like
One eye.
yeah, sure. And people watching it like
Yeah.
and not even seeing it happen.
Yeah.
Like it's all happening in front of your face. Like your eyes are wide shut. Like
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch. He was probably a Mason.
Yeah, and
For
so
sure.
one of the things he said specifically was like
Who?
It-
This
this guy
Alton guy?
Alton Childs
Alton Childs. Okay.
is that in their books, the penalty for giving up any of this information is always like death, some kind of like terrible thing, like
Beheading.
cut your innards out. Yeah, exactly. It's always some like fucked up thing. And so he like lays it all out, and then he shows all these pictures of all these famous people doing the grip or doing the signs.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, it was just pretty like crazy after 5 hours watching it. Yeah, the Chanel guillotine, that was another thing that they talk about.
So, okay. So again, I still don't understand Freemasonry. Like, I don't understand.
Where it comes from?
No, not that. I don't understand because like you always meet people that are like, oh yeah, my uncle's a Freemason,
Yeah.
you know, and my dad's a Freemason, and it's like they're really proud of it and everything. Is it supposed to like give that illusion?
So
like,
yes,
you know,
he talks
but like you
about
said that like you know you're not shit until you're up there
When
you
you're
know?
at the top.
which is goes in hand with how with him saying that how you know I was talking before about how everybody. We all say they're doing this to us. They're doing this. They're lying about it. And people will be like, oh, who the fuck's they? You know? And it's like, you're not allowed to know who they are. All right. There's days that don't know who other days are. And like you just said, like there's people below him that don't know any of the shit that he knows.
Yep.
And basically they don't know shit. And
What
they're
did
part of the
they-
same organization.
Yes.
We're not allowed to know who they are because
Yes.
we're not
It's invite
in the
only.
club. Yeah, it's invite only.
Yes. And one of the things he says is that they have, one of the things he says is that the external view of the organization is all like philanthropy and, you know, like donating for health funds and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And that's to sort of like deflect any type of like looking into, hey, in reality, like, why do we have any secret societies? Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Why do we have any secret societies? But so it's exactly like you said. They don't even know until they get to like the 33rd degree, because then if you look at who the people who are at the 33rd degree, like Aleister Crowley or all these other people that are mentioned, he mentions this guy like Albert Pike, and they're all like doing witchcraft and like talking about, you know,
Yeah.
like all this crazy shit. And so it's like, okay, how is that the same thing as this organization that's
So what does that mean with our forefathers then? You know?
They were doing some devil worshiping.
So,
Exactly, yes.
So, like, when I was talking
but we
about-
look at we like, you know, being patriots and stuff. We look at like they created this constitution.
Well, you're wrong.
And created this,
you're wrong.
you know,
It's all like
so
an
it's-
enslavement.
it's all enslavement.
yeah,
more
So the
than we'll
world's
ever
fucked.
know,
We
dude.
lost.
long time ago.
Long
We're
time
just
ago.
waiting for Jesus.
Well, that's what he says. He
We're just
basically
waiting for
says that
Jesus, right?
this guy says that like witchcraft and all that shit like was basically the main spirituality on earth until like Christ came, and then basically what he says is like it's all been underground since that point in time, like all this Freemasonry and like all these rituals that they do, which are like sacrificing a person or, you know, taking the blood of someone, like all these messed up things, like that was driven underground by the appearance of Jesus Christ coming onto the world scene. That's like what this guy says. And that's why they hate him so much, because
They used to free roam.
yeah, exactly. Like they were doing whatever they wanted, you know, like they were, I mean, you have to,
So then getting biblical with it. since the beginning, though, we've been lost since the beginning, right? Then.
Man, I don't know. I'm finding all this stuff out the same as you are. So it's like, as this is all happening, I'm learning these new things. That's why this video scared the shit out of me, because I was like,
It's a black pill.
it's a major black pill. Yeah, exactly. Like
It's a no hope thing.
Once he said literally every single person that gets to a point of power, like they cannot get to a point of power until they are either accepted by this group or they're part of it or they're invited.
Yeah.
And so once he said that, and he's like, I know what you're thinking. What about this guy? What about that guy? And he showed like all these celebrities, some of them who I was like, man, this is a cool dude, you know, like some of them I was like Keanu Reeves, for example, like, you know what I'm saying? Even him. And so it was a major black pill. And well, I don't know. What did you think?
What did I think?
Yeah.
It's the same. I don't know. It's like the same stuff over and over again. It is a black pill, I guess, in the sense that you're like, oh, everyone's involved. Like, it's all a show. And it's a show, but it's interesting because it does break down like the masonry aspect of it and how that has been. And like, what about that monolith he was talking about in Georgia?
Yeah, the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah, we pull some of that up
Yeah,
because that's kind of
right
cool.
now.
Like, he talks about this monolith that was made pretty recently.
Yeah, in the 80s.
And the whole timeline of everything, like the way that these people who are running it, like let's call them Masons or whatever, they think that there's like 4,000 more years to.
Yeah, their calendar is 4,000 years ahead of ours.
Yeah.
So they view it as 6,021 or whatever.
And how that's important in anything, I don't know really, but like it is kind of, that's where he talks about Jesus coming into the picture and changing that. So like the Masons were like these people that like if you look at like in an ancient sense, like they were the ones that like built the pyramids and shit. They've been like running the show forever. They know how to deal with the earth in different ways and deal with energy in a completely different sense and magic and to be honest, when I'm watching it, like there was times when I felt more aligned with how the Masons their
thought.
Yeah, they're animalistic and they're like
chaos. Nature is
nature. They're
law.
like nature is, you know, it's fucking brutal and it's, you know, and the opposite of that is that it's not, and it's divine and it's, you know, not chaos and disorder. And even though when you look at nature, it is brutal and it is like, you know, there's no thought or any idea of like rape or, you know, anything like that.
Yeah,
all that shit occurs in nature. And so that's where they kind of,
they're like, we can
their
take this
energy
child
from.
and just sacrifice it and it's nothing. Like that's what their thought process is, you know, like it's messed up kind of, you know.
Yeah, but it's interesting because it's like it's messed up compared to what then? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's messed up compared to what? If it's been going on since basically the beginning, it sounds like, because you said that this guy is claiming that Jesus Christ showing up was like the game changer.
It broke it, yeah.
Broke it, but like, what do we have to compare it to? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, is this just how life is?
I don't know. I think so.
Or is there a life that's, you know, is it supposed to be better than this? Is it supposed to be better? Is it better somewhere else?
He said we're in hell. Like now, that's what he actually said. And that's what he said these people believe. Like,
yeah,
we're actually in hell now because it's something to do with like they're like the Gnostics.
Are they going somewhere? Do you know?
Bro,
do we know
I
this?
don't know, man.
Are these people going somewhere after this?
They
like, do
won.
they have a heaven?
They won, dog.
Well,
they live in heaven. Their heaven is their hell.
One of the things that he says, like,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the things that he talks about, like the Georgia Guidestones, right on there, it says maintain humanity under 500 million.
Yeah, check this out.
Yeah.
Look at this shit. Have you seen this shit?
Yeah.
The Georgia Guidestones?
I've always known about that.
So he talks about that and also like how they plan to do that, and throughout all their writings in these like I don't know how he even found these books, but they're these Masonic handbooks. They're like talking about the rest of us all as like vile and profane, and we don't deserve the secret knowledge and like all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Talking about like Christians, or like that's what they refer,
And atheists.
and atheists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what did they call them? Like useless eaters.
Yeah, he calls them yeah.
So like they call them useless eaters, which is
Like
it
Bill
goes
Gates
to
said
something
that.
else. Yeah, Bill Gates says that, and then you look at like a Wikipedia thing I found of what useless eaters.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up. It's like it on Wikipedia. It directly just takes you to be like, this is what Nazis called people. It does, like that's what it says. So it's
Yeah.
like this is, but the term of that comes from before the Nazis.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
thousands of
Yeah,
years.
for
before.
sure, thousands of years. Yeah,
Basically not the, chosen ones.
yeah.
So,
But it's funny. Bill Gates said that too.
yeah.
So Bill Gates is even,
So it's really interesting that this is the topic that you wanted to bring up, because last episode I brought up Blink-182 and how I've been like really diving back into them with playing guitar. And the reason I'm diving into them is not because of Tom DeLonge's guitar skills, because I mean it's Blink-182, they're all very easy songs to play. But it was more the point is like Blink-182 is like a huge part of mine and Jim's life. Like they got us into music. They got millions of people into music.
Yeah.
There's there's probably millions of people that picked up a guitar for the first time because of Tom DeLonge.
definitely the first
You
thing
know.
I ever learned on guitar was "What's My Age Again" from Aaron.
Probably, yeah.
Remember Aaron, who would let us
Yeah.
jam on his piano and
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
He was sick. I'd like to talk to him.
And
Actually.
I feel like that's why I'm diving into it, because like for the first time ever, like I forgot my the first electric guitar I've ever had before, and it's like my brain is like went the same way Jim's brain went when he got his first guitar. It was like learn Blink-182 songs,
Yeah.
So anyways, I've been diving while learning the songs. It made me like, it brought back nostalgia and shit. And I had like me and Jim were like super fans of Blink in fucking junior high and shit. And it brought back a lot of that stuff. So it got me diving into like Tom DeLonge in general. Like, all right, what makes him play the way he does and everything? Because he's not a great guitar player, but he's a very creative guitar player and he's a very good songwriter.
Okay.
I mean, granted, like not lyric wise and everything, but knows how to make a good pop catchy song. But anyways, I was watching like interviews and stuff of him, and there's a lot of really well done interviews. Like Ernie Ball does a really good interview. It's called The Pursuit of Tone, and they do it with different artists, and they got a good one with Tom and everything like that. And during this interview, though, he's got all these guitars that they zoom in on, close up in on, and everything, and they got the Freemason symbol all over them.
Yep.
All over them, like real big,
Yeah.
And this documentary is like zooming in on it and everything like that.
Exactly.
And then like you look at Angels and Airwaves, like look at the symbol of Angels and Airwaves. It's fucking the Freemason symbol.
Which we can tell you what that means now at this point, because we both know, yeah.
And so-
it
but
actually
it's
has
like-
something to do with Saturn.
It does.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
pull
it's
up
fucked.
that
It's
real
crazy
quick.
though, because and we showed. I'm pretty sure last episode we brought up a picture of him in the as in the Freemason outfit with the apron and everything
Yes.
like that and the
Yeah.
glove. So it's like he's so outspoken of it. He's so like,
Yep.
I'm a Freemason.
That's one of their things. Like I don't know, it's like they have to do the symbol, in public, or they have to display it somewhere because of what the symbol means. Like,
You've seen it all. You've seen it
Yeah.
all everywhere. Like
I know.
the one eye, the I mean, all that shit. But
See
but
this
then what
right
it
here?
ties into, yeah,
like this is Satanism. It's the sigil of Saturn.
Yeah.
And the compass in the square is basically like,
But it's funny. So when I was watching,
like that's Saturn.
okay, yeah,
And what is that? It's a Masonic symbol.
yeah,
Yeah.
pentagram. And,
Yeah.
So it's funny because like I was watching these interviews and stuff, and I kept waiting for I kept feeling like there was a point he must have sold his soul, like he sold his soul at some point, to like get his, because again, he's not like an amazing guitar player, but he is a very unique guitar player in that world, in that genre, and like they made that genre pop off bigger than any other band. That pop punk, that you think pop punk, Blink's number one. And so it's like
it's funny because you've been learning like Blink songs, and I've been like searching like Tom DeLonge's parental history.
Early life.
Yeah, I'm like, where does he come from? Yeah. Like, what's it all like? That's what I've been like diving into, and it's wild though. Like, but I understand what you mean. Like, it's when did he get initiated? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm thinking more on even like a spiritual level, like like the dude that fucking sold his soul at the crossroads and came back a year later being the best guitar player in the world.
Yeah.
In the fucking 30s or whatever that happened. Like did he do that with punk rock?
Yeah.
Because like you look at him, he talks about how like he's self-taught guitar. He admits that he's not good at it. Like, never learned music theory or anything like that, but is able to make these like really
amazing
catchy
songs.
Fucking riffs that just like connect with people.
Yeah.
Yep. Like,
he's doing some witches.
How is he doing that?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm trying to figure out how he's doing that. How is he making these riffs?
These
catchy riffs that are so simple yet so effective. Like,
he's
contacting a
exactly.
spirit.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
literally, that's what this guy
said. Did he pray to Satan and say, "Hey, I want to fucking take over punk rock," and this is the skill he got?
Yeah, I think so.
There are different.
I think he did.
This guy even says there's different like levels. There's like Satan, Moloch, Baal, all these different levels, and
now he's promoting the all the alien stuff and everything like that. You know, like he's always been into that, but I'm just saying now he's like, it's like a business for him now.
He's selling space, bro.
He's selling space.
He's misleading all the sheep, dude.
He's like, oh, dude, there's space. Like, trust me, we got that.
And he's been talking about that since, forever.
Yeah.
Since they started.
Yes.
So did he sell? How old was he when he fucking?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was looking into his childhood.
Exactly.
Like,
okay.
I was.
Is he a fucking clone, bro?
I don't know.
Is DeLonge a clone?
Possibly know. After the Blink.
I mean, Mark's got cancer.
Yeah, he does. And Travis got killed in a plane crash.
Did he really?
Oh my god, I never thought about that, dude. Holy shit! And now he's dating a Kardashian.
They're made in labs,
and they're
too.
talking about like drinking blood and shit. Like they talk about being vampires all the time on social media.
You gotta know where. I mean, yeah,
dude, he fucking died in that car. He did die in that. Wasn't he like the only survivor?
Yeah.
And he had like burns on his leg.
Yeah.
Crash.
Like everyone else died, and except the dopest drummer ever comes out with burned legs.
It was a Learjet crash.
It was crazy. He came. He ran out of it. They said, but now look at me. Now I'm like, I don't even know if that happened, dog.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. It's a good catch. I'm gonna have to look into that shit, bro.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dang, dude.
When was that crash?
2008.
Right when Barack Obama was elected.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
2008.
No, the other guy lived too.
DJ Envy?
Yeah.
DJ Goldstein, right?
No.
That's what his name is. Disc jockey Adam DJ AM Goldstein.
The two stars. Damn it!
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
The two stars.
The two stars are the only 4 out of the 6 people on board died in the crash. Who lived? The 2 fucking stars.
Yep.
Or the 6. I don't know. Never mind. The 6 stars. How many people were in the crash?
6.
Shut up.
4 of the 6 people died. Yeah.
6 people in the crash.
Yeah.
There's some symbolism there too.
Oh my gosh,
I
know,
some
dude. I
numerology
know.
there.
Especially, Jake,
All
you gotta
that.
watch this. Like
All that stuff just added up right there.
Mm-hmm.
The 6s are crazy everywhere. Like the 6s and the
In the Build Back Better logo and shit.
The black cubes. I was at Somerset, and I seen a black cube in like a Chanel bag display, and I was like, oh god,
I know.
Saturn everywhere, bro.
Yeah. Even the symbol for Chanel.
Saturn,
Dude, he's dating a fucking Kardashian. Dude, I swear to God, the Kardashians are like handlers. Like they're like, I feel like they are there to control or keep an eye on their assets, on like
their assets.
Their assets. You know, like who are they dating? Like what was that one basketball, Lamar Odom or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, and what happened to him? Like he went crazy and had to go into rehab, right?
Yeah.
Right. Then what happened to Kanye? Kanye went crazy and had to go into rehab,
or moved
right?
to the country and then started talking about Jesus all the time.
Yeah, and what
it's
they
not
do, they
like-
put him in like rehab and shit.
It's
and
not like the Kardashians just got. Everyone's like, oh, they got famous from nothing. It's like, no, their dad was like a high power attorney for fucking California. Like they didn't get famous from nothing. They
Yeah.
were like born into fame.
yeah.
He was OJ's defense attorney.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. It's gonna be
Everything's
interesting to
crazy.
see if we see, Travis start malfunctioning at some point,
Right.
and what happens to him.
Yep.
Like because they're there to keep a handle on him.
Maybe
Maybe
they're,
he was malfunctioning.
maybe
so-
they're all clones too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. You look at the Kardashian. Pull
Or
up the
just
Kardashians real
reptilians.
quick. Just look at see what you get out of their eyes when you see them. The Kardashian family. Just go right there.
Dude, that's why they got fucking Travis, bro. Scott Rayner was like, yo, I don't want to join this club and shit, man. And they're like, all right, well, we want to go to the next level.
Yeah.
And he's like, Scott Rayner's like, no, I don't want to be a part of that. And
Yep.
so they brought in Travis, and then that album just fucking blew him off the map.
Yep.
I'm so glad we didn't get famous.
I think that you have to be born
You have to be
into it.
invited, dude.
I think you have to be born into it. I really do. The more you
I don't
look
know.
at
I
it-
think I don't know if you have to be born, and I think that's a huge part of it.
Like Mockingbird or
But
MK
I
Ultra
think
stuff.
they use. I mean, it could be, but if I'm saying if it's not just being born into it, I think there's instances where they saw like the right person saw Blink-182. You know what I'm saying? Like the right person saw Blink-182 and was like, we can use them.
Well, of course, that's how it happens. Yeah. Yeah, or their families or
But yeah,
high-level
you
military.
you want to
Yeah,
look
or
into
some crazy shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's known knowledge now that about, all the music, the hippie movement was all like a
It's a
it's a
psyop.
psyop in like Jim Morrison's dad and fucking with Frank Zappa's dad and
They're all high
they're
level.
all like a bunch of those artists were all high level. Their parents come from like high level military and shit like that and high
Jim
level
Morrison.
government.
Really?
Yeah. And so the thought is that what they did was they helped create this hippie movement of rock and roll, drug, sex, and rock and roll, right?
Subversion, yeah.
So it got all the people that were anti-war and protesting the anti-war to start, listening to this hippie music that was all fucking about drugs and doing LSD and basically you turn into a hippie, which you're kind of looked at as like a deviant.
Yeah.
Right,
a useless eater.
like a useless
Yeah.
eater, a druggie. So, but what it did though is it turned all those people that were like legit, like protesting war and like making good points and doing good in the battle of that, right? And it made them go to that. So then everyone else was just like, it's like the same thing as flat Earth. You're a flat earther.
Yeah.
Back then it was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm anti-war and everything, and there's you're a fucking hippie.
Yeah.
You're one of those hippies that listens to that music.
Yeah.
And that's why that music was created, was to turn all those people into degenerates.
Yeah, the parents
Drug-using
the parents were onto
degenerates.
something when they were like, "Hey, this is the devil's music." Like they were onto something.
Yeah.
man. It was the fact that this was going to take your kid and make him into
Commie.
yeah, for sure.
Basically.
Yeah.
Commie, yeah. It's crazy.
Mhm. That's why I like I'm telling you, man, like especially all those people that Jake just talked about, like the you know, even Tiger Woods. I was talking about
Yeah.
Tiger Woods. His
Exactly, yeah.
dad was a fucking high level ranking military officer. It's like they're all. It's all planned. It's all planned and it's all pushed out like very strategically.
Yeah.
The reason that all these like songs, when you look at like Katy Perry, you're like, why does Katy Perry make it? What made her make it?
Well, she says it in that show. What she
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, she sold her soul.
She
to the
sold her soul.
devil.
She actually says it.
Yeah, she used to be a fucking gospel singer,
Yeah.
like a church singer.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not gonna make it unless I.
And then you look in those churches too, and like the big churches and stuff too. It's all
Yep.
it's all throughout there too. I was
Yeah.
just had the camera on you. I don't know if I should have.
Like,
I don't know what you were just doing. Stop. Katy Perry images, take those off.
Yeah.
I know you don't watch
I'm
it.
scratching my nuts, bro.
but- Heard.
Okay, so we're all fucked, huh?
Kind of seems like
So-
it, man.
You can't
You're
beat
religious-
him, bro.
you're religious.
Can't beat him. Join him, dog.
So you're a religious
Yeah.
guy, Enzo. What do you think? Is there a like Jim just said? Is there a reason to not join them?
Well, first of all, you can't join them. They hate us. You are only invited.
Sure you can.
Jim's about to find out how. He's like, I'm about to.
Sure you can.
Lucy, liquid death.
Sure you can. Don't
You
worry.
can.
I
Drink
mean,
liquid death.
Have you had this before? It's
With every meal.
delicious.
yeah. So what he says in the video is, as someone's advancing through the ranks, they actively try to get you like to quit. Basically, they make you do like more and more fucked up shit, and they
To
actively.
see how committed you are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all
And-
like a microcosm of like what you think of fraternity. Like they do like
I get that.
humiliation
I get that. I
aspects
get
and
that. But
stuff.
then, like on the side of like
or a macrocosm.
they
of
they
it,
worship
rather.
they worship the devil.
Yes.
And they're winning. They're running the show. So
In the
in the terms of like in Christianity,
Yeah.
like what is a Christian getting out of this? Like, are they getting help? There's no
the
help.
Bible says that Christ has already won the victory and like won the battle against Satan.
So what is this like a test for us then?
It's-
Is this a test? You
Man,
know,
who
like how does it
knows? I mean,
exactly?
who
It's-
knows? But the thing is,
You get Bradkins on here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
well, he
have
knows about
Bradkins
that.
on here. Yeah, for
Well, he's-
sure. He's deep in the Christian faith.
yeah.
and
So I mean, I know that, but
Is he still?
I think so. Okay.
the
I don't
thing-
know.
We'll find out.
If I just called you out on that, Brad, can you come on and tell me otherwise? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, but
The thing that freaks me out though is even like
I'm like, dude,
This-
that shit sounds fun. Bro. I'm like running around naked,
Yeah.
like freedom, like I get it, I understand it. Like when it boils down to it, like I see the point of it. They're
You
like,
just got slit some
You're-
kids' throats.
well,
That's it.
yeah,
and
you-
worse.
yeah.
I mean, but
If you want to get up there,
if you want to get to
You wanna
the-
get up
the-
there.
up there, but the thing
but
is,
they'll fuck you up if you don't, though. That's what happens.
kill
It's
you,
like once
yeah.
you get in, like that's when they'll,
yeah,
they put a price on your family side and stuff like that. Like
No
Rogan,
remorse.
Like I
Yeah.
think Rogan like has like, I think for sure he was in it at one point. Like they show him putting the thing
Okay,
up
yeah.
and shit. Like
Okay. Wait. So wait. Yeah. You know you're on Rogan's dick. You were like he was in it at one point.
yeah, now he's
What?
not.
He's not now.
No,
Oh, they just let you leave.
no. I think he's for sure still in it.
even Alex
But-
Jones, they say is in it,
Yeah,
you know,
they get them all. Like
And
anyone that succeeds.
anybody, even in the church, dude. They even show like high like level people up in the Christian church and in the Catholic church doing it. It's like they have everything.
So what do you think happens then, man? If you're a believer, what do you think happens like when you die?
I
Do
think.
we?
do you really
think-
want my
Do
opinion
you
on
believe
this?
in heaven? Like, do we get to do it over again with how life should be?
I don't know what happens after we die.
You know, like why?
You know,
why are
Well,
we?
Google that shit, motherfucker.
Google what happens after we die. But like,
I know you don't know that. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
what do you?
but,
what do you think?
what I think is,
Let me get one of them waters too. up
The
on here
liquid
drinking
death
Satan's
stuff.
water. Like I just need to get some normal ass water.
No, he wants it.
Well, I mean, a lot of this stuff is like talked about in Revelation, you know, like in the last book of the Bible.
So what Jake's saying though is like, what's the point of like being?
Continuing on.
No, well, what's the point of like following the religion and like what's the end goal of it? Of beating? Is it beating and then just the word of mouth of good?
Because
over
it just feels
evil?
it feels like
These people.
it feels like we're not getting like
Anything out
being
of
a
it?
Christian. No, you're not even getting you're not getting help.
Yeah. So
You know, it doesn't feel like there's any soldiers behind you.
we are them. That's it. We are the Calvary. There's no one coming. The thing is, like,
Except Jesus.
yeah, but until that comes, you know, until that happens, like that is us basically. And the thing that's critical to say is these people, they hate us. So it's not as if you could just say like, I'm going to join them or I'm going to like do what they do, because they're actively trying to destroy us. So it's like your only recourse to stay away from what they're either brainwashing you with, you know, let's just say that brainwashing you with, you know, is to, I mean, for me, hey, like I'm a Christian, you know, like it's telling to me that this guy said that the people they hate the most are Christians and atheists. Like he didn't bring up the other faiths, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, and I want to talk about that, because I want to bring up that Santa Claus movie,
Santa Inc.
or that series Santa Inc. on HBO. And I don't know if I don't think we talked about it. I think we talked about it before last episode.
Yeah,
so
we
I don't
did,
think we
yeah.
talked about it. There's a new show on HBO Max called Santa Inc. It is go down to like the people who, like, I want to see the producer and stuff. Is it Seth Rogen and shit?
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
Go find the. But anyways, it stars Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman, and it's basically about.
I got this. Hold up.
If you haven't watched a trailer for this, like, do that right now. Go watch the trailer for Santa Inc. It's about an elf played by Sarah Silverman, who's like this purple girl elf, and Santa Claus is played by Seth Rogen, and he is.
Can't even find it.
No, she wants to be the next Santa Claus, and they're like, Santa Claus has always been a white male, and that needs to change, and it just, and it's really vulgar, and it's designed to look like the old Christmas, like Rudolph shows you saw on television as a kid. Like that's the type of animation it is, but it's all like fuck and shit and piss and poop and weed and blah blah blah. Like,
I think there's a scene where Santa's actually getting like a blowjob.
yeah, it's shitting on Christmas.
Yep.
You know, and it's a lot of people will say like, oh well, it's Christmas, like it's all fake anyways, like Santa Claus isn't real and everything like that, but it's not. It goes deeper than that, because Christmas is a very Christian holiday, right?
It's actually
and
pagan.
whatever, fuck it. I know that's what everyone says. Well, it's actually pagan. It's actually this, and it's like, well, it's not anymore.
What's not what we're celebrating here? This
It's
is
not
what we're showing
anymore.
the show.
You
There's-
know?
Yeah. See it?
Yeah.
Cast and all that shit. That's what you wanted to say.
Wait. No, I want to see like the producers. I can't read that shit.
No, it's just showing.
I mean, I've been
everyone
Googling it for
that's-
like 5 minutes and I cannot like.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
don't put that
I'm
one.
not. Don't worry.
Okay.
No, this is like it's like
Is Seth Rogen a producer on it at all?
I'm sure he is.
yeah.
So it's one of these. It's one of these cartoons.
And it doesn't matter if it's a pagan holiday. It's still it's not anymore, and it's not looked at as a pagan holiday anymore. It's looked at it's connected with Christianity and
Yes.
stuff like that. And the fact that you have Jewish people shitting on this holiday it's in bad taste. It's in bad taste.
Correct.
Because it would be in bad taste for a Christian to make a show making fun of Hanukkah.
Yeah, it
That would
be
be in
allowed.
bad taste, man. First off, it wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
And second, it really shouldn't be allowed. Like, and if it, not that it shouldn't be allowed, but if it happens, like, people should be able to get pissed about it.
Yeah, it's
You know?
disrespectful.
Well,
Yeah, it's-
didn't Sandler do 8 Crazy Nights?
Sandler's Jewish,
He's
bro.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Sandler's allowed to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And 8 Crazy Nights is good.
Yeah, I never seen 8 Crazy Nights.
8 Crazy
But
Nights
I
is
know
really
that
good.
this, like I was trying to say is this like
He's
one
not
of,
shitting on Hanukkah.
this is one of these cartoons that's like, like that hot dog cartoon or whatever came out. I think Seth Rogen had something to do
Oh,
with that
yeah,
too.
yeah. That hot dog.
It's like a vulgar.
He is in that.
A
yeah.
vulgar cartoon.
animation, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it's like
that's-
way too vulgar.
That's
like
stupid to do it like especially about Christmas, even being. It's just dumb. Like that's like I don't know. But is South Park okay? I don't know because South Park does it.
South Park's on a different level.
South
bro.
Park does it in a different way though.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a traditional little kids show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where this looks it looks like a. I didn't even know it was vulgar, to be honest. I didn't know it was like
South Park's-
bad and like.
South Park's going after everyone, though.
Yeah.
Was Bad Santa okay?
You know? Bad Santa?
Yeah. Bad Santa, like that's good. Like that's a good movie, right?
Yeah, because they're not like shitting on, they're not, like Bad Santa's not like shitting
They're shitting on like
the
Hallmark
ideology
Christmas.
of Christmas.
Yes.
you
They're
know,
shitting
like-
on Hallmark Christmas.
Pretty much.
Where
I mean,
this is like shitting on, or it's just making
It's-
stupid woke points about.
Yeah,
Christmas.
it's the fact that it's like woke and like, that's what's like, yeah, I
they're
don't know.
just they're
There's when you watch the trailer, there's just a vibe to it. Like
Yeah.
if you like you'll see the vibe. You'll just be like this like doesn't feel right. Like it doesn't feel
yeah, bad timing.
like this. No, it's like it feels like an attack. Like it is an attack, you know. And I don't mind. I don't care that it exists. I really don't. But it's how blatant it is.
yeah.
Especially how we're talking about how you just said like, and it's funny because I got this liberal at my work who always, you know, he's like a mouthpiece for like liberal talking points always.
Yeah.
And he brought up, and he's gay too, and he brought up like, we were talking about, I forgot what we were talking about, but he was like, oh, he's like, yeah, and all those straight white Republicans cried about, you know, we're trying to take their Christmas away from them, you know. And I brought up this show, and I was
Yeah.
like, you don't think you are like they are like
Yeah.
have you seen the Santa Inc. trailer? And he's like, you know, he's like, well, that's funny and everything. And I'm like, well, would you say that if it was about Hanukkah or about
Kwanzaa?
a Kwanzaa or
Or
Islamic?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
say the same thing?
No.
No, you wouldn't be, you know. And he didn't have anything to say, you know.
Well, it's the whole idea like you can't be racist
And I
against
said-
white people.
And I said to him,
Yeah.
I was like, why is it that Christianity? Because that's another thing. He always, and the fact that I brought up he's gay is because he's always like, oh, Christians, they want me to burn in hell. They want me to do this. They want me to do that. And I'm like, dude, like all the religions
Want that? No.
don't really accept
Yeah.
yeah,
homosexuality. Like, I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
deep down they don't.
yeah. There's not.
You know,
Exactly.
and then I'm like, so like, why don't I'm like, you never talk shit about any other religion other than Christianity. I was like, do you realize that?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, because Christians, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, there you go again. I'm like that. It's like Christianity's the only religion that's allowed to be shit on.
Yeah, you're allowed. That's what I meant
Publicly,
to say about
it's
white
socially
people. You're allowed to be
accepted.
racist. Yeah.
To shit on Christianity, and it's the only one. And why? It's just weird. It's just weird that it's the only one.
I don't know. Did you watch Europa?
Yeah, duh. No, just kidding.
Did you not
We're
watch?
talking about this for weeks now. No.
I'm not asking you guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, you're right though. What I wanted to say is I want to connect it to the destroying, pulling down, and melting of the statues. It's like they're trying to make everything that is sacred about either like our history or our culture or our spiritual values
Or a nuclear family.
or that. Yeah,
That's Christmas
exactly.
is-
And just boil it down and just like not even boil it down, like water it down basically and destroy it and make it into something trivial or like worthy of making fun of. It's like but the thing is, it's only Western culture and, like you said, Christianity and.
Like, are you gonna want to turn this flick on with the fam? You know what I mean? During Christmas time, like, you're gonna want to watch this by yourself in your room because it's bad. It says dick and fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's pulling people away. That's like with
Yeah,
the whole.
and then you come out of your room and like 2 days before Christmas, and your family's like, yeah, we're going over Uncle Joe's, and so your cousin's gonna be there, and then you're like, oh, Christmas is just for consumerism, capitalist, so you buy stuff, and it's like, okay, like if that's what you want, if that's what it is to you, it's not what it is to me.
Yeah.
Like, I buy stuff. It is that to me towards my kids.
Well,
right? Because they're
gifts.
young,
Yeah.
and that's what they care about because they're fucking kids. They want toys, right?
Of course.
But me buying stuff for like my girlfriend, right? It's not just like, oh, I'm buying you stuff. Like, it's like I'm buying you stuff that I think you will like. Like,
it's a special occasion,
stuff you're into. This is me showing you that I know you. Yeah. This is what I think you would like.
You do this all the time. Like, we do it all the time. You know what I mean? It happens, and then this is just like an extravagant time of when you're doing that. Like,
special occasion that you're supposed to be thinking of all the things you're grateful for and the people that you want to sacrifice your time, money, whatever, to give them something that is a gift.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but like I get more excitement out of them opening my gift.
Yeah, exactly.
Than getting the gift.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get excited about them getting my gift.
Yep.
And hopefully they're they
there's
see what went into it.
There's layers to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I used to be about, I used to be excited to get toys and stuff like that, and if you haven't grown out of that, and then that's how you look at Christmas still, is like, oh, everyone just wants to get toys and shit like that. Well, then that's like a you problem.
Well, and that's part of the thing. These people are doing that to us, like as kids. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're turning us into
the Black Friday hordes.
Yes,
rushing in, killing people for items.
Dude, I even go to the point where, like, I've been I don't know if this is a stretch, but
people are like, it's capitalism.
I see the connection here. Like, I've been looking into like school shooters a lot because of the Oxford shooting that happened right by us. And like, the more I look at it and think of it, I'm like it might be the music, and it might be the culture, and it might be the everything that they always said it was.
Yeah.
We were like, no way, it's not Eminem making these people do that. I'm like, I think Eminem might have made those people do that.
Now we know our words are spells.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, because it's like, I think about myself, and even this goes into the whole, like, this Christmas movie, like, being, profane and intense, so it's taking people away from their family to watch it. Like, I remember listening to Eminem in the back of my car, like, completely disconnecting myself from my family.
Yeah, you had to because it was so vulgar.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah.
Yep.
It took me. I just didn't have the, it wasn't enough to make me snap or whatever like it did for whoever.
No. In
that situation, but I do think there's some, like, those people that were pushing against that stuff. There's something to that. Like, we don't need that shit. Like,
all those people. It's like all those people we used to say were crazy Christians being crazy Christians.
Yeah.
And Republicans,
they're
right.
They're just,
fucking right, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, a lot of times if you talk to someone who's an atheist and you just bring up the word evil, like, I'll ask someone, like, do you believe that evil exists? Like, do you believe that Anthony Fauci? Well, let's say, do you believe a certain person can be evil? So. For them to even say, like, that sounds like a cringe word, evil, like, to them a lot of the times, because they don't believe in anything spiritual. So it's like, whereas I think of evil and I'm like, no, dude, a lot of these guys are fucking Satanists, and they're like, they
are evil.
Yeah, like, I know that evil exists, but if you're a person that doesn't even believe that, then
That's the problem. That's a big problem with majority of society is that they can't wrap their heads. I always tell that to people like family members and stuff that when I start talking all crazy conspiracy
Yeah.
like they always say like, oh, people wouldn't do that, like, oh,
Yeah.
someone wouldn't do that
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's like they can't wrap their heads around the fact that like it's just like it is like in the movies where they show like these group of bad guys sitting around a table and like coming up with the new plan and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
exactly. It's like, no,
They can't wrap their head around these Bilderberg groups and meetings and these summits, these what are the
G20, G whatever.
G20 whatever summits and shit like that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're not allowed in it.
Well, it's like-
that's why the media's not allowed in it.
Well, they can't. So there. I don't know. There's the ignorance is bliss kind of idea that it.
Yeah, like
that they're,
Cypher from the Matrix.
that they're saying, that they aren't able to see the evil. They couldn't imagine somebody being that evil.
Yeah.
So like, are they living in a sense of bliss because of that? Because they're like, when we're seeing the evil, I think about this a lot, like when I'm researching this stuff and like looking into this stuff and I'm like, hold on, I think that this is part of the plan. I think it's supposed to make me look into like I'm now knowing why there's 33 levels of Satanism, and I'm like looking into Satanism, and I'm like looking at all this stuff. So it's like it's taking me
even further
into a dark,
Making Jim want to join.
Yeah,
Dude.
I'm like these.
All right, listen to this.
These guys got their shit together.
Yeah, they seem like they're whooping ass.
They got their shit together. They are organized.
All right. So there's this part in just to like piggyback off what you're saying, because I've been having this thought recently. It's a battle between knowing your enemy and then constantly having to like maintain your mental hygiene, because you're always looking up that bad shit. You know what I mean? And it can bring you down. There's this in Lord of the Rings, in the second one, there's this guy, his name's Sauron, and he like looks in this orb. It's like an orb that shows him like the future, and it turns him evil. And he was like an angel, and he looks in this orb to try and understand what the enemy's doing, and eventually it corrupts him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that happens too.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, because
Yeah.
I feel it happening. I feel the spell being cast upon me. Like when you're looking into
Fucking
like,
evil.
Because you're like, holy shit, this exists. So like, just accepting the idea of like that there are people that like they look at human life like beyond a different level that anyone could ever imagine. Like it's just numbers on a computer screen to them. It's nothing. And they can just snap their fingers and move things around to make it the way that they want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you're, I don't know, just Liquid Death, just sponsor us, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
Please. To Saturn.
To go back on that Santa Inc. though, it was funny because I'm not the only one to think that way, and that was made very clear by the fact that they had to turn off the comment section on the YouTube trailer. Okay, and then you go to IMDb, it's got like a 1.1 rating.
Yep.
Okay, and that's because people are pissed off, right?
Yeah.
And people are speaking out the way they can, and it's by attacking it. But the problem is that I just recently saw a TikTok by someone that's involved with the show, and he was talking about how he spent months and years on working on the lowest rated TV show in history. Okay. And then he was talking about how it's because you look at all the comments to it, and he's like, all it is, and he's like, the reason it's rated so low is because of how anti-Semitic this country is. Because he's like, once people found out that Sarah Silverman and Seth Rogen were attached to it, he's like, the true colors of this country came out, And so it was instantly his failure. He worked on the show for how many years, and his failure was automatically blamed on
anti-Semitism,
and racism, and white
people.
supremacy.
Yeah.
White supremacy.
Yeah.
You know, he basically was like saying like, "Hey, I worked so hard to make a show that shits on the beliefs of millions and millions of people, and they didn't like it because they're white supremacists."
Exactly.
Like how can you do? I don't know. It's just like I'm speechless over that.
It's really just.
I mean, I get what they're doing.
Yeah, so do I. Exactly.
I see what they're doing
yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
You know, I see what's happening with it, but I'm just saying, how can anybody who doesn't know, who, you know, has their fucking eyes covered while walking around this planet, who's following this guy, like, how can they not see that? Like, how can they look at what he's saying and being like, oh, you know, yeah, he's right. It's because of white supremacy. Like, how can they be so blind and not say, even if they're atheists or whatever, or some other religion or something, how can they not look at it and be like, well, you know, man, it was probably a bad idea to shit on this religion or belief that millions and millions of people have and hold dearly. So, you know, are you bringing up that clip?
That's the clip right there.
I'm trying to do my job and Enzo's job at the same
Now,
time.
are they going to be able to...
It's official. I spent a year of my life working on the lowest rated TV show ever. And yes, it's true, Santa Inc. It does have a 1.1 on IMDb. It is the lowest rated show ever on IMDb. It has a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. But here's the story of what happened. So the show revolves around Candy Smalls, played by Sarah Silverman, who wants to be the first female elf Santa, and she wants to replace Seth Rogen's Santa character, who has to choose a successor. And there was a line in the trailer that said, Santa has mostly been a white man's game. So that, along with the fact that a lot of the people involved in the making of the show are Jewish, it became like a beacon call for anti-Semites. They began posting anti-Semitic quotes and replacing the word Jew with elf as a bit of like a code word, and they were making Holocaust jokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Just say that. Just
I know. I was trying to.
just say I will post.
Yeah. It's gonna be done in post. It's already done.
True detective.
Nobody even knows. They're like, why are they even talking about playing it when I just heard it? I just heard it that whole time. I didn't hear anything they were talking about. It was just that video. I just wanted to remind myself where to put it.
All right, let's go to cast. Do you know what scene I'm talking about? It's when he goes to visit that guy who's like a lady boy, and he tells him that he remembers.
What season?
Oh yeah.
True Detective
I
season
do.
1. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the guy.
Yeah, it's a real small part.
Very small. It's
Yeah.
like almost a cameo or something.
Let's get on some random events.
Random offense.
All right, let's do it.
Have you guys heard? Did you guys see this thing with that like march of like those patriots in DC?
Patriot Front, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
pull up some
I
pictures.
didn't
Yeah.
follow it. Sarah sent me some stuff on it. Got me looking into it a little bit. I didn't know what the hell she was sending me some shit. I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And then like I looked at it, I saw a video of it, and like the first thing I said when I saw the video, I was like, "This is fucking fake as fuck."
Right here, this one.
This is fake as fuck. Yeah, it's like, if you don't know what we're talking about, there was a march on, what was it? Was it DC? There was a march of like patriots, with like, they had like white face masks on and like shields, and they're all dressed the same, like in khakis. And I don't know what they're supposed to be doing or what their message was, but it's staged as fuck. It's feds for
Yeah.
sure. And the fact is that I haven't seen a single conservative out there that's like, fuck yeah, or supporting these people.
Yeah.
Every conservative out there, like mainstream conservative out there, has been like, this is,
Fed up.
these are feds, bro. Like,
They call them
nobody's
Chloes.
buying into it
Yeah.
Yeah,
except
for
the
sure.
fucking liberals.
You know why it tells me that it's probably fake is because there's no like Antifa or anyone showing up to like, Black Lives Matter or whatever showing up.
Because
to, like,
they're all
battle.
out there dressed up in these
Dressed up,
outfits.
exactly,
That's
yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it shows them getting in like fucking like rental fucking like moving trucks.
Yeah.
And like the back of moving trucks and shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, that shit's
This
so
is such a
so
false
obvious.
flag.
I know.
But people are gonna look at it and say, oh my God, those fucking
like
Trump supporters and
White
conservatives,
suprem-
white supremacists.
Dude, they're ramping
Look, I just
up.
typed it in.
They're
and
ramping
that's-
up for Trump to be back. Like Kimball has I watch all of his monologues because I'm obsessed with him. But
Who?
because it draws you into the evil. Like even looking for the evil draws you into the evil.
Who?
But Kimball, Jimmy Kimball.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
Jimmy
he was
Kimmel.
like the biggest. Like he got so hard.
Oh yeah.
But all of his monologues, every single one of them, every night is about Trump.
Still.
Because they know he's coming back. Like I'm not just being like I'm not just being that guy who's like he's coming back. He's still there, but for real, I think he actually still is there. I think I've said it before on the podcast that I think there's a shadow government running.
Yeah,
and I think
like
it's still Trump, and I don't necessarily think that means like Trump is almighty and all good, but I think that he's still running it.
Yeah.
I think that they even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, I'm sad that Enzo's leaving because
Well,
I wanted to hear his take on this part. But Tommy G, the podcast I listen to, the No Mercy podcast, he went off on Trump in a pretty recent episode. Like went off like a big rant
I'm sure, dude.
on it, and like he was talking about how he likes Trump, like he likes Trump, and he thinks Trump was an okay president, but like he's pissed at like Q supporters. He's pissed at like all these people that are saying he did all this shit because everything he's did doesn't matter anymore, and he just like he left, and it was like when I said like, when after he left office, remember I was pissed because he was just like, he's like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
Here's this vaccine.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this vaccine out that you all have to take. Bye.
Yeah, and he's still he's still hyping it real bad.
He
too.
still hypes
Yeah.
it and everything like that,
That's why I think he's still running. I think that there is some truth to all of that underlying like rabble that has been happening. Like I think that there's a truth and there is a shadow government because I think that fool just came in like the police though, dude. Like he came in.
This is it.
Not even gentle,
This is the
dude.
episode,
Are you the Fed?
No, I just wanted to make sure I got back here quick.
He's like, you guys gotta come with me. We're taking all this electronics.
Got to get out of here quick.
How did you feel? We were just talking about how like when Trump left office, like I felt very disappointed in the way he left. Like you look at all these people and like Q supporters and everything like that, and like I'm into Q, man.
Yeah.
Like I dig that shit. But I'm not like a Q fucking freak because you see a lot of the Q people and like it's like come on, like chill out, you gotta chill out. I'm into the idea. I'm into the lore of it.
Yeah. Like, well, because it tells the story of.
I've always said whether if
about.
it's fake or not, like it's dope. It's like good lore. Like it's a good story.
Yeah.
But anyways, he left, and you look at what he did, and it's like, well, he's the one that brought the vaccine.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he brought this vaccine.
Yeah.
Getting it pushed down on. He brags about it and talks it up.
He says
and,
everyone be taking it. If I was in
and
office.
like
they be lining up.
and like everybody who's saying like, oh, Trump's coming back, Trump 2020 or 2024 and everything. It's like, well, where the fuck? Like Tommy G was saying, like, where the fuck is he? Like, where the fuck's this dude been? Like
selling his vaccine. It was his vaccine.
I mean, I just go back
Did
to
we
that
forget
video.
That,
That
well,
guy
everyone
said.
remembers that though. Everyone's like, there's clips of the liberals being like, I'm not taking Trump's vaccine.
Yeah.
So it's because he's probably getting cake right now, selling his vaccine, getting ready to run again in 2024.
Yeah.
It's all part of. They're gonna bring this crowd down, and then bring this crowd back up.
Yep.
And
Make
they're,
them
they're
hate.
getting them ready,
Yeah.
and that's why they're.
But we're
still,
voting for him.
That's why,
Well, it's like who's our choice? Like who's your
vote for-
realistic choice? I mean,
Yeah.
they make it so ridiculous. First, they have the most like corrupt woman in the history of the entire world going against him, and then the second guy they put against him is literally has dementia.
yeah.
It's like who,
Sam Tripoli always has a really good like analogy for Trump. He always compares him to Godzilla.
Okay.
He's like Trump's like Godzilla. He's a fucking monster. comes in, he'll destroy your city, but you want him there to fight the other monsters.
Yeah.
You know, he's still a monster, but you want him fighting the other monsters.
Yeah, that's really. I wish you would have thought of that.
What's that?
So I wish you would have thought of that.
Well, no, man. That's like
Sam
that's
Tripoli.
Tripoli's thing for a long time.
For sure. Shout out Tripoli though.
I mean, when he was in office, I was a diehard supporter, dude. Literally until November 3rd, I was all in on Trump. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, even that guy we talked about, he said everyone that makes it to that level
Absolutely.
is bought in this like sick MAGA.
It doesn't make
that's
sense,
what MAGA
man.
is, dude.
It doesn't make sense that like he, you know, he knew that they were. He told us they were going to cheat on election day.
Yes.
On fucking election day, he said, like, you watch the fucking interview the morning of the election. They were like, he's like, well, we'll see what happens. Like, he basically is like saying, you watch it. He is saying they're gonna cheat. They're cheating.
They are.
They're
cheating.
gonna cheat.
Wow,
I'm gonna lose. They're gonna cheat. You know, and like, how are you not able to do something about that? How is he not able to fucking do something about that?
I don't know.
Because they promised. They promised them the next one.
How did all the Q people out there, how did all the Anons out there know fucking months and months before the election that there was a big plan for the fucking Democrats to cheat, right?
Yeah.
But the president of the United States didn't know that?
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
What is he considered? Like the most powerful person in the world?
Yeah. Well, and that's why it's
You know?
like if Q's
So
real,
how
then,
is he not able to put a fucking stop to that?
He doesn't have to.
I don't know.
Watch. Mark my word. 2024, Trump's president.
How did he not go like
Easy.
Looking back, how did he not go
Easy.
absolutely crazy with all the Russia collusion, the impeachment trial? Like, remember when he was in office? It seemed like every other day there was some like crisis, something, and it was nonstop, you know. And it's like
They're gonna be like.
I look
"That
back now
shit
and I'm like,
worked."
was that on purpose to just like,
Yes.
you know?
It was. They're like, that shit worked so good, dude. We can't wait to get him back, but not right now. Like right now, we're gonna do this other thing where we're
gonna
run
put us-
all of our shady shit, and
Yeah.
everyone's just thinks that they're in this semi-normal world where the good guy won, and then we're gonna put the bad guy back in, and then it's gonna fucking tear everyone up again. Everyone's gonna be fucking fighting at the like families are gonna break apart, like marriages are gonna split, and everything because he's back and like. He's the Godzilla that's back. Is he going to fight the monsters? Who knows? Like, is he a monster? Probably.
I mean, what's gonna happen this next time? How bad it was already.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So now imagine they run him for 4 more years. It's 4 more years. It's perfect. The whole system's set up so that they can just control it. Like,
But what is
so
the whole
perfect.
aspect? Because you have to admit, though, that he exposed a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be where I'm
Exposed a
at
lot.
without
So, like,
that.
why, if he's part of the system, why is he allowed to do that? Like, what?
Because
is
it creates
purpose?
a bigger divide.
Yeah, I guess so.
It
Like
creates
divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna bring us just to the point where we can't get back from communism. Like they're just gonna bring us.
So is there any
We're in
any
it. We're
fight
in
then?
it.
Is there
We're
a fight?
balls
Is
deep
there a
in it.
fight then? Because I mean that was the whole
I'm saying no. dog.
that was the whole Q thing. The Anons, Q brought hope to Anons and brought hope to millions of people that there's good being fought. Like this evilness is being fought.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's being fought. Right?
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing that Q kind of did. And it opened up people's eyes and got people digging. And so that it made them feel like, hey, you're part of the fight too. Like we need you
Yeah.
be the fight.
But the fight
Is the
to
fight
weigh
winnable?
You got to unplug.
I don't know.
I think that's the win. So that's how you win. You unplug. You leave the system.
I don't think that's
Because-
possible. What, moving to fucking some land in Texas, like the federal
They'll
government
come and get you,
can't
dude.
come and get you
They'll
on
come and
some
get you.
just because you're on some fucking
Or
property.
they'll fucking
Eventually,
you
they
know,
will.
look you up on Google Earth
Yeah,
and see you have a
eventually.
big ass fucking ranch.
But as long as
and-
it's not like wrenching their plan, they probably
Yeah.
won't.
As long as- they have
so
bigger
that's
issues.
how you like. It's all, it's. I don't know. It seems
Yeah.
unbeatable because it seems like it have to be like.
Then you have
what
to
you
completely
want.
unplug from society because what they're doing right now is they're forcing you to buy into their game with the whole the mandates and everything like that. You know, like how are you going to afford that plot of land?
Right.
You know,
The price of real estate just like skyrocketed after the pandemic. It's way more expensive now to buy than it was, you know.
On that topic change real quick, and then we gotta end it up here.
Topic change.
So I saw this thing about somebody buying the first piece of
Digital land.
was
Yeah.
bought on the metaverse for $1 million,
Yeah.
and it was
We're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We're
Like
fucked.
it was the first piece of digital land
Plug
to be
in,
sold
motherfuckers.
for $1 million.
Yeah.
And the reason it was sold for $1 million is because in this digital city that's going to be built up,
Yes.
like it's near like a main road and
Yeah.
everything like that. And they're talking about how that $1 million purchase was like the equivalent of buying like a bunch of land in New York City in like 1850.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like that in like 30 years from now, that $1 million piece of land is going to be worth, you know,
Yes.
$1 billion.
Yeah. It's like if you're playing Grand Theft Auto, there's like the gas station or whatever. There's like this certain like landmark, right? And so now they're selling that, and someone can buy it and like take ownership of it and customize it. But you know, meta in Hebrew is the word dead.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that fact?
Just saw it the other day.
Bring it up.
Fact check that shit.
Meta in Hebrew.
I'm put you at the desk next week,
See
dog.
what happens. Yeah, we're gonna do the desk.
You're going to the desk, dog.
Time out.
To put you on the desk.
Yeah. See, meta in Hebrew is dead.
Just show me not a fucking tweet of it. Show me like pull up like some sort of linguist site.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that guy
Yeah,
is.
that guy was like, I don't know, never mind.
This says
Some neo-Nazi is
transcending-
like, meta
Yeah.
means dead. Like,
Yeah, I'm not seeing death in there.
Let's look it up. Does meta mean death?
or what? Just look up the Hebrew word for death.
Facebook's new meta handle means dead in Hebrew, Times of Israel. I mean, if they're saying it, that's how you know it's true.
I don't
Fuck
know.
do you mean
I don't
by
know who.
they? The fuck
Times,
do you mean
Times
by
of Israel,
they?
Hebrew.
Okay.
Yeah, who's they, bro? Who's Times of Israel though?
It's a Jewish newspaper in
Is
Israel.
it like
I could make that website.
okay, yeah.
All right,
Alright.
let's
Yeah,
look at this
anybody
one.
can make any
The
website.
Guardian.
Just
Grave
look-
error. Facebook's new name, Meta, means dead in Hebrew.
The Guardian has this.
Yeah.
Why is the Guardian? Why was I like,
Yeah,
all
but
right?
they're white supremacists.
All right,
Shit's
hold on.
true.
Who's a good one that we
All
can look at? BBC here.
No, CNN, bro. What's CNN saying? Come on.
CNN.
You know where we get our sources
Yeah,
here.
Meta.
Did you see? I changed the secret hideout.
BBC's
logo to
good.
the
No,
CNN.
BBC's this one's good. What's it saying?
Yeah, Meta. Facebook's name.
BBC's not good by any means.
Oh, it's not.
No,
Why?
it's just all fucking compromised.
I mean, the
Isn't that
same
like
as-
CNN's?
Yeah, here, Meta with the Saturn right
That's
there.
CNN, right?
What?
For like for British.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
it-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're saying it does mean dead. So
Yep.
Well, they're
why are they telling us that? Then?
Because they have to.
Because that's
They have to.
That's
It's
the-
part of it,
that
right?
guy-
They
that
have to
guy
expose
said
themselves.
They love doing that. It's like getting off for them,
Yeah.
you know?
Trolling.
Yes. They like
So we're
need to show.
fucked then.
Yeah, bro. I mean, there's one way into the kingdom of heaven, and that's claiming.
I gotta
with your
talk
mouth
to
that
I gotta
Jesus
talk to
Christ is
somebody
Lord.
that knows his scripture and shit. I gotta be
Yeah.
like, yo, is this dude gonna like help us at all? Like, is he gonna like bring down some people?
He's
for
already
us?
helped us. He's given us the Holy Spirit, which is how we even know that this
See
shit's
it?
going on. Yeah, otherwise we'd be in a trance.
But what's the difference between being in a trance and not being in a trance, though? Like, are all those people going to burn in hell? You know?
I don't know. Maybe
That's-
they're in hell now.
But it seems like they're not in hell. It seems like they're all living pretty easy. It feels like we're the ones that are actually burning in hell right now.
Well,
because,
we realize it.
because we see it.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't
all I know is,
go
dude,
back to like the witch. That made me think about the witch.
Mhm.
Like thinking of like if you're, like that's how Christians will act like animals if they think hell came upon them. They'll sacrifice their kids and shit like that.
yeah,
Like,
if they believe they have to,
Yeah.
or
I don't know.
but I think that
Being in a trance, like let's talk about that.
yeah,
Like I've been in a trance. We're in trances all the time.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're like an artist.
We
of
still
any
all
sort.
get caught up in trances.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
There's so much trickery going on.
Yeah, but sometimes you create the trance too, right?
Yeah.
Like creating the trance is fun.
Well, you said what if like
I'm really into this. What happened to me is the complete.
I get what you're saying.
opposite.
Like being a musician and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like you want
Yeah.
to add these little things that mean other things.
Yes,
And,
for sure.
yeah,
But-
we used to do it with the devil shit a lot.
Yeah, but the thing I was saying is like when you think of trance and the Georgia Guidestones and cheeseburgers,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. You said what is the difference between like being in a trance or realizing this is happening to us? Like the difference is we're not like sheep to the
Now,
slaughter.
I've heard other people. You hear like Bill Burr.
Yeah.
He was talking about how it's stupid for all of us conspiracy theorists thinking that they're euthanizing everybody with the vaccines because like those are the people that they want. They want compliant people.
But they hate us because they view us as vile and profane.
Yeah.
So they don't want us because we're useless eaters.
Okay.
See what I mean? That's
So
the thing. Like,
they don't need us consuming and everything.
no,
like
they don't
that.
want it. They hate us. That's the thing. They like.
Now, what do you think their world of 500 million would be then? Like, what would that?
I almost said something bad, but I almost said something bad, but
I got you.
yeah.
I got you.
Basically, if you just think of the pyramid on the dollar with the all-seeing eye up at the top
Yeah.
and
The
everyone else at
1%ers.
the bottom, the 1%, yeah.
Okay.
The 1% would be.
The
that.
rest-
Now, who's
Restless.
working for them though? That's when the true socialism is finally achieved, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Like, because you talk to like people that support socialists and stuff, and you're like you like shit on socialism in front of you, and the only thing they have to say is like, well, true socialism has never
been tried.
It's never been achieved before.
Yeah, 'cause they
it's like
have-
because it always turns into a fucking dictatorship.
Exactly.
But that's what they always say. They always say it's never been achieved. True socialism's never been achieved. And it's like, oh, okay, so I get it.
Yeah.
So when they kill everybody and there's 500 million people on the
Yeah.
planet of certain people,
And they have us in the cities,
And
and,
they-
no one's allowed to go anywhere.
I think it's before. I think it's after all that. Like
Yeah.
I think it'd be after all that then, or yeah, maybe in the cities or something like that. That's when true socialism takes place, and that's when they have robots running shit, and
Well, right now we're the robots.
we're the robots.
So that's
So,
like what.
so
that's
do you
what
think
it
the
is.
500 million people are they going to be treated? Are these going to be like elitist type people?
I don't think so, based on it's like we're cattle to them, like
No, but I'm saying okay. So
No, I know
so
what you're saying.
they want a population of 500
yeah,
million.
will they be treated
They
good
want
at
a
500
popula-
million?
They want
Yeah.
that population size. Bill Burr saying, why would they want to kill
The
peop-
ones who are
the-
not resisting
the
them.
ones that are not resisting them? Why would they want to kill that? So he makes sense then. If you
Mm-hmm.
think that the population of 500 million is going to be, all these
Whoever who survives.
obedient people.
Yeah. Well, we don't know though if this is the last thing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like we don't know. I mean, they're talking about this. Oh, we're gonna have a. What was the thing? It's like
No, see what they're doing. All right.
all these
See,
different
I think you guys are
agendas and this
missing it.
cyber crisis that we're gonna have next.
You're missing
like,
the idea that they're all right. So look at it like the elitists now. What they're trying to do, in a broad spectrum of a spit of it, is like they're trying to automate everything and destroy all the jobs. We can say that. We
Yeah.
can see that. Like they're trying to automate everything, make robots work for them.
Yes.
But the elitists those are the same elitists that have been using the people to be those automations. So the reason the true socialism can't work is because there's too many. So they're always like socialism can't happen on such a grand scale.
yeah.
So what they have to do is
knock down the
knock down
population.
the population,
And that's when true socialism would be
And
achieved. So
because
everyone fighting for socialism right now, fighting for it to be achieved, don't realize, well, in that process, you got to go, bro.
yeah, dude.
yeah. And your
Exactly.
lineage,
You gotta go.
and your lineage,
And your lineage, your
Right.
family's got to go.
Because once they figure out how to like do all of the basic needs that human needs like through AI, then they're not going to need all the useless eaters.
No, exactly.
So they can do. They already have them all in a trance working for them, being their batteries, so they can just unplug them one by one. on a grand scale of things,
Yeah.
whatever that is, killing us with vapes and killing us with
This is a really black pill
chemicals.
episode. Doom's.
Yeah, it is.
dooms
Doomsday.
and glooms.
Dooms-
Dooms and gloom.
it.
Dooms
Yeah.
and glooms.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll end it on that.
Yeah.
That's a good note to end it on. We're all fucked.
Yeah.
Don't listen to a word we say.
Get your Bible.
Don't you take his thing,
Alright, my
dog.
bad.
What the? You can't
I'm in the
be
corner
fucking
next episode.
dads. I might not even give you a mic next week, dog. Straight up. I might make a little. I've seen these buttons that you can push to
Mute.
back. I'll be. Go ahead. Go ahead. But no, yeah.
Yeah,
Let me plug the.
I don't know.
Let
I
me
don't know
plug
what
the
to, I
YouTube.
don't know. I don't know what to tell people after we're just like, hey, yeah, Satan runs the world, and
We'll tell you about it more next week.
we'll have the solution next week.
Yeah.
Of what we could do.
Yeah, we'll have some
Fucking A.
Hopefully, though. Maybe, though.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Why don't you give him that smoke real quick?
Check us out on our YouTube channel at Secret Hideout Podcast. Make sure you go over there and you subscribe to it so you can check us out, talk about all this stuff, and try to figure out the world's problems. We also have a Venmo now at Secret Hideout Podcast. So just if you want to donate, that'd be awesome. I don't really know too much about this, so check it out if you have a Venmo. I hear everyone does. I don't have one, so I don't even know how to work the thing, but
You got one
Secret
now.
Hideout does.
Yeah.
So send us some love there. It'd be sweet. And check out our Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff and share the stuff.
And if you have any solutions to our doom and gloom or any counters to it, let us know.
Yeah, send
Here's
us an
some-
email, send us a direct message.
Yeah.
We'll read it on the next week's podcast.
Yeah, we'll read it on here. If you don't want us to, just say that. And,
Yeah.
Or
Or we'll have you on to talk about it.
yeah, for sure. But like always, don't listen to a word we say because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And please, please always do your own research. And we will catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Later.
Peace.